You'll find a Mets fan. Let's go. This is a Mets cheer for all your Mets here. Let's go. Bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home
exciting, thrilling, awesome. Let's take a look.
Fans, welcome back to Talking Mets here, Rob, with another Mets pregame live. And coming off a sweep of the Oakland A's, the Mets head to Hollywood to play the Dodgers, a 3-game set in Los Angeles. And the game is going to start in about 15 minutes or so. So don't forget to please hit on that like button. And you guys also know what to do. Say what's up in the chat. And if you're a new subscriber to the channel, welcome to the channel. Let me know where you're from, and let me know if you're a fan of the Mets or a fan of just baseball and just checking out the channel for the first time. What up to everybody on this another late night on the East Coast for our New York Mets. So the Mets obviously coming off a sweep of the Oakland A's. It wasn't a pretty sweep, but it was a sweep nonetheless. A W is a W is a W. As I put up a poll earlier today regarding too many people are worrying about how a team wins instead of did the team win. That's the question that not enough people are asking. Excuse me, right? You know, people are like, oh, I can't watch this team because of how they win. Well, who cares about how they win, right? And that goes for any baseball team. If you're a fan of a baseball team, if your only concern is about how they won or just how they played and not really asking the question, did they win? Like if I fell asleep for 24 hours and didn't check the score of a Mets game, I'm not asking how did the Mets play. Now, I might ask that after if they won or lost because I'm curious on how they played. But the main goal is to win a ball game, no matter how you win it or who it's against. The main goal is to win. Win, win, win. Did we win? The Mets won. It wasn't pretty. And granted, you can't play like that and expect to beat teams like the Dodgers or the Padres or the Yankees or the Phillies or the Braves or anybody who is a contender in Major League Baseball. But you can also win games ugly. I mean, we've seen it all across baseball already, where games that you had no really any reason to win that ball game, and you pull it out. Sometimes you could say, well, this team's perseverance. You could say that. You could say this team is a comeback type team. You could say this team never gives up, no quit. That's the way you can say about games like that. Winning ugly means that you fought through the issues you were having throughout a game. And that goes for everybody. And I guarantee you, if you're a fan of a baseball team or any team, not just the Mets, I guarantee you this year, within 16, 17 games, depending on how many games your team played, there's at least one game or maybe even more where you didn't play good at all, but you still found a way to win the ball game. Those wins matter because it brings confidence to the team, saying we're never out of a ball game. And I think that's important. You can persevere. It has a little adversity early on in the season, and it can push you into a different type of belief going later into the season, right? Mets fans and the Mets last year didn't have any adversity until the last 3 weeks of the season. When it came down to the nitty-gritty, they didn't do the job. Maybe perseverance and a little bit of adversity early could help this team. And winning ugly, in my opinion, is a nice way to say, all right, it wasn't pretty, but you still got the W's. And if you want to ask, all right, how did they win that ball game? What led to them not playing well? You can ask that after you ask, did they win? So with that said, guys, the Mets obviously are playing the Dodgers tonight in Los Angeles, a 3-game set. David Peterson is on the mound for the Mets, and Dustin May is on the mound for the Dodgers. So the Mets are coming off a nice sweep of the A's. They're 10-6 on the season. I mean, if you listen to some Mets fans, you would think they're 2-12 or 2-14. Like, that's the way some Mets fans are thinking. They haven't played at anywhere near the way some people thought they should play, and they're still 4 games over 500. And again, did anybody take away from the Braves beating the Royals? Are we not allowed to count those wins? It doesn't matter, right? Wins are wins. So with that said, with this series, we talked about it yesterday, me and Hayden on the Shea Bridge Show. If you haven't checked that show out, please check that out. It's actually a pretty good show. Me and Hayden do it every week, every Sunday, every week, to recap the series during the week and then preview the following series. We talked about this. What is the goal, or what is the way to beat the Dodgers? Right now, the Dodgers offense have been struggling. They're still a dangerous team. They have a dangerous lineup. Muncy has been killing the ball this year. That's a guy you really have to watch out for. But when you have Betts and you have Freeman, you got to be careful. And it's just that simple. You just have to be careful. 100% be careful. But when it comes to the Mets and their offense, runners in scoring position, me and Hayden, we're beating that drum over and over and over again. You can't go 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position, or 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position, or hit 3 solo shots and expect to beat the Dodgers. Now, the Mets pitching has been pretty decent, but when you don't score runs, if you're averaging a little over 3 runs per ball game, it's hard to win ball games against really good teams. But you could say, hey, Rob, we beat the Padres, right? A hot Padres team coming into Citi Field. They just took 3 out of 4 against the Braves, and the Mets pretty handily took care of business 2 out of 3 against a team that nobody thought we could beat. And a lot of people say they are better than us, and they might be at some point. But as of right now, the Mets took advantage of a hot team and they beat them. And coming into here, I think the runners in scoring position is going to be a big deal. And we all know that Brett Baty was called up the other day or yesterday, and is now in the lineup tonight. And we'll go over where he's batting in the lineup in a second. He is a guy that batted 400, 5 home runs, 15 RBIs in the minors to start the season. Again, I think anybody won't believe that he's going to do exactly that in the major leagues. If he does that, well, this line is looking a hell of a lot different. But what does Baty bring to the lineup? He brings sneaky power, right? Now, would that power translate to Major League Baseball? We'll see. We hope so. I do think that he would provide a little bit of protection, even though he's batting eighth in this lineup, as that we'll bring up in a little bit, and why he's probably batting eighth. He's in between Vogelback and Nito, and that's not really the type of position you want him to be in. Considering the fact that why would you pitch to Baty when you got Vogelback and Nito in front of him and behind him? But we'll see how that transpires during the game, right? But you saw Alvarez batting eighth and ninth a couple times he already played this year, and runners in scoring position and runners on base found him almost every at bat, it seemed. And probably the same situation with Baty. It just seems like it finds them with runners on and runners in scoring position. So, but what I like about Baty is that he's a pure hitter, right? He can hit lefties, he can hit righties, and he's going to make a difference in this lineup. Even if he doesn't hit well, the bottom of the order isn't as shitty as it has been basically the entire season. And it really doesn't matter how good Baty is or isn't. I do think that it makes more sense that it's going to bring a little bit more length to this lineup, no matter if Baty hits or not, at least in the beginning. Again, if he struggles, I do think Buck likes Baty a lot. I think he likes him. I like him a lot more than Alvarez or even Vientos, as we've seen last year. I think Baty is a Buck guy. And why do I say that? Because Buck, obviously, we all know that he's a veteran-ridden guy. He always sticks with his veterans. But there's certain people, certain players that he likes. And you could see it even with Santana, the reliever that just got designated for assignment. He used him a lot this season within the first 15 games of the year. So when he likes a young kid, Buck will play him. That's how you know Buck. It's a Buck guy. And I think Baty is a Buck guy. And Buck even said it earlier today when he spoke to the media that Baty's going to play a lot. And that's music to all Mets fans' ears. So I think Baty's going to do well. I think he is a major leaguer. I don't think the lights are too bright for him. I know he was up last year for a limited amount of time. His first at bat against Atlanta was a home run, but then he batted 138 after that. But right before he got hurt, he started to put better at bats together, where he was starting to figure out major league pitching a little bit more. And now in the offseason, when he worked with Troy Tulowitzki and Bo Bichette and those guys, it seems like it helped him be a better defensive player. And that was one of the concerns we talked about as well. He wasn't a very good defensive player, but again, I was in spring training early in spring in February, and he looked like a totally different player at third base. More reactive, a quick first step. That's all the difference in the world a third baseman needs. And he has no problem catching the ball or throwing the ball. He just had to get a better first step, a quick reaction. That's what he looked like he learned. Whatever he did in the offseason with Troy Tulowitzki, Bo Bichette, he's using it now, and it's making him better. I always thought he can hit. Let's see if he can do it in the majors. And that's where we are when it comes to the New York Mets against the Dodgers. So we're going to go. We got about 10 minutes until game time. The New York Mets lineup for today, which will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Just give me 1 second. I will get it up in a second. Let me just fix some things. There we go. And I put that one. Just give me 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure that the lineup is correct and we'll be ready to go. Hold on 1 second. For some reason, I have the Oakland A's up on here, which is interesting. But that's okay, right? That's what happens when you're live, right? Nothing perfect. Just give me a second, guys. There we go. All right, Los Angeles. That's who we're playing. All right, there we go. That looks better. All right, there we go. So we are at game 17 of the season. The Mets are 10-6, as I said, and they're not in Oakland, California, clearly. All right, there we go. Let me just pop it up. So the Mets lineup is what you expect from the first four that we're going into right now. And there we go. The lineups are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. So the Mets lineup for tonight is starting off with, of course, Brandon Nimmo leading off, playing center field. Batting second is Starlin Marte playing right field. Batting third is Francisco Lindor playing shortstop. And Pete Alonso coming off the big clutch ninth inning home run to tie the game yesterday, cleaning up, playing first base. And then it gets a little bit different. Jeff McNeil is back in the fifth spot, playing second base. Mark Hanna batting sixth, playing left field. Daniel Vogelback getting a start at DH, batting seventh. Brett Baty, as I said, is batting eighth, playing third base. And Tomasino is catching, batting ninth. And that is your Mets lineup for tonight. And again, once again, we talked about it just a second ago about Baty batting eighth. I think Buck wants to take a little bit of pressure off of him to start right away. I think if he has good at bats, I'm not saying he has to go 3 for 4. I think if he looks like he has good at bats, working pitches, fouling off pitches, putting good at bats together, I think he'll slowly move up the lineup. I think that, I think the reason why Buck's moving McNeil to the fifth spot, he wants to get McNeil going. McNeil had a rough series in Oakland. I think he had one hit out of like 13 at-bats. Not a good series for Jeff McNeil, and you can see the frustration after every at-bat when he kept on going, had a couple of offers in a row. I think he moved them up just to get Jeff McNeil going here. And Mark Hanna has been playing offensively, has been a little bit better lately, so giving him a little bit of protection behind McNeil is interesting. But when it comes to Brett Baty, once again, batting him eighth between Vogelback and Nito, I mean, if I'm a pitcher, I'm not pitching to him. Why would I? He's more dangerous than Vogelback. He's more dangerous than Nito. You're not going to, even though I do think that what I think Buck is thinking when it comes to Vogelback in front of Baty is that Vogelback, the on-base guy that he is, not the power guy everybody thinks he is, the on-base guy that he is, will actually take a walk, bring Baty up with a run, or, work the count. Vogelback has a lot of long counts, so that's something that we can actually what I think Buck is thinking when it comes to Vogelback in front of Baty. The Nito situation behind Baty is again, why would you pitch to Baty when you can just pitch around them and go to Nito? But again, situations matter, right? If you got bases loaded, you're not pitching around Baty, right? So it depends. Like I said, runners in scoring position and runners on base are going to find Brett Baty, just like they did Francisco Alvarez. Look at all the runners that Francisco Alvarez had on base for his, I think he had 12 at-bats, 13 at-bats so far this season. It seemed like every time he came up, there was runners either on base or in scoring position. And it's going to find you. It always finds you when you come up. And it's going to find Brett Baty. At least we all hope it finds him, because I think he's for that moment. I think he belongs, and I think that's not going to affect him like it is affected Alvarez, where I think he's so anxious, where he wants to prove that he's a major leaguer. And, this Baty call-up is expected because the way he's played in the minors. Francisco Alvarez wasn't expected to be called up. An injury happened, and that's why he was called up. So we'll see. But I do think that the Mets, Lindor and Alonso are red hot right now. Brandon Nimmo is starting to get a little bit more hits now, putting a lot better at bats together when it comes to putting the bat on the ball. He had a bad strikeout yesterday with runner on, where you expect Nimmo to come through almost every single time with the bat. That was probably once in a blue moon when it comes to Nimmo having a really bad at bat against that lefty in Oakland. But Nimmo has started to pick it up a little bit. He was batting under 200 about 4 or 5 games ago. He got that average right back up again, and he's starting to get a little bit hot again. Marte had a couple of balls in Oakland where he was just raking. It looked like he hit 3 or 4 home runs in that series as hard as he hit the ball. Unfortunately, he had no luck, and they were caught. But Marte is starting to see the ball better. So 1 through 4, the Mets are dangerous. And they're starting to get really hot. And it's a good time to get hot. And as I said, this is why those games against bad teams matter, because it can give you confidence. Like Lindor was struggling going into the Oakland series, right? He wasn't hitting very well. Now all of a sudden I saw in the chat, Lindor is hot now. Well, yeah, you know what? Oakland will do that for you. All you need is a little bit of confidence from a player. We're saying, like you're struggling, all of a sudden you face a bad team, and now instead of being 1 for 10, you're 4 for 10 or 5 for 10, and with a couple of home runs, and that's something that you just have to, understand when you play bad teams and you start winning and you start playing better. It gives confidence to your players at the plate as well, and I think that's the important part of playing bad teams and doing well against bad teams. Like Jeff McNeil, his confidence is down right now. He's seen everybody in the lineup hitting except him against a bad Oakland team. He's coming into the Dodgers series very cold. But I think that's why Buck moved him up in the lineup, just to give him a little bit more pitches to see. Most likely you'll get people on base for Jeff McNeil as well. I think it is definitely a situation where Jeff McNeil can start getting going, because if Jeff McNeil starts getting going with Lindor, Alonso, Marte, and Nimmo picking it up as they are, and they're starting to get extremely hot right now, this lineup is very hard to beat. So with that said, the game is about to start in a few minutes. I believe 10:10 is start time. So once again, guys, don't forget to please hit on that like button, and thank you for tuning in to Mets Dodgers watch party right here on Talking Mets at Rob. Once again, if you're new to the channel, say what's up. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if you're a Mets fan or any other fan of another team. This is all good. They're showing Dustin May right now with a 1.47 ERA in 3 starts this season. So he's been very, very good this year, coming off of an injury last year. So, I don't know if you guys watch The Simpsons, but Sideshow Bob, that's, with his red puffy hair, kind of looks like that, but he is a very good pitcher. So we'll see if the Mets can deal with this right-hander, who is extremely good and one of the bright spots for the Dodgers this year. Unfortunately for the Mets, or at least fortunately for the Mets, right now the Dodgers are not hitting. Again, that can change in a second with as good as their lineup is. Besides Max Muncy, there's a couple of guys in there that are struggling right now. But you know what? Freeman's always a Met killer. Mookie Betts is always dangerous leading off. That is something that you always got to worry about with the Dodgers. They can get hot in a heartbeat. And, with David Peterson, who, pitched in some unlucky games this year, he should have at least 2 wins this year. And I think he's winless right now. So it's kind of like, damn, like I believe he is, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I'm just going to throw up game day for a second. Let me just check exactly what is going on. All right. So I believe once it loads, I'll let you guys know. But I think he is winless right now. David Peterson pitched into some bad luck, right? First he pitched against the Marlins and Luzardo. And Luzardo outpitched him, even though the Mets lost 2-1. So only 2 games. You wouldn't think the way Met fans are talking, right? All right, so there we go. So we got game day up right now. Just going to set it up for you guys so you get the good visual and, of course, the audio, as always, from SNY. There we go. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to this late night East Coast versus West Coast showdown, Mets Dodgers. Early in the season, usually we get these long West Coast trips in June, and we always talk about the June swoon with the Mets and these long West Coast trips that always seem to fall in June, but now they're in April. Now it's in April this year, and you know what? I'd rather get it done in April than in June. I think it's beneficial for the Mets to get out of this West Coast trip. We have a lot of games on the road in April. I believe we're on the road at 17 days out of the month, and it's a long month with a lot of road trips. So, and a lot of road games. So the Mets get a lot more games in May at home. And if you look at after the Braves series in May, we got a couple of bad teams in a row. Again, if you talk to Met fans, bad teams seems like it doesn't really matter because of what happened in September. But this is a new year, right? The Mets have beaten the bad teams. That's important. The reason why the Braves caught up to Mets because they beat a lot of bad teams throughout the season. And then when they needed to win those big games against the Mets and the Phillies, they finally did. So that's the important part. So Thomas with the 7-line icon, holding that flag. So Thomas, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Let's go Mets. So we're just waiting for the game to start. We got about 2 or 3 minutes I didn't see the Dodgers onto the field yet, but they should be coming on just now. So what we're going to do, we're going to change it over to the very reason game day background. And once again, guys, you will get the SNY audio. Gary Keitaran is on the call. And then, of course, you get game day as you are. So you got multiple ways to enjoy this channel, enjoy this game stream, is getting the audio if you're working, if you're trying to go to sleep, if whatever you're doing where you can't watch, at least you get the audio. Because I know there's some people that are in certain areas of the country that can't get this game on MLB TV or any app or whatever you try to watch your games. If you're out of the East Coast or the West Coast or parts of California, you get to listen to it here, and also you get the interactions with everybody that is in the chat, and of course my instant reactions throughout the game as well. So this seems to be a very popular stream for the last year and a half now, and I can't thank you guys more than enough. I'm just blabbering on until the game starts. So I just want to let you guys know that I do appreciate that, and I want to give a shout out to a couple of people that I'm not going to go through all the names, but a couple of people that sent donations to the channel through Venmo. This is a new way of sending donations. Some people have been emailing me regarding donations to the channel. They don't want to use Super Chat or Super Sticker, or they don't want to put a credit card on the account or whatever they want. They don't want to do it that way. So they said that, can you do Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff? Venmo seems like the popular one. So if you want to give a donation to the channel and you don't want to donate through Super Chat, Super Sticker, membership, you can donate to Venmo, and my Venmo is on the bottom of the game day right there. It says donate to Venmo at RobL813. And again, whatever you feel like donating or want to donate, it's always appreciated as always. So once again, thank you guys for the support. And I do expect a pretty good crowd, because for some reason, and I love it actually, because it could get really boring late at night on West Coast trips if there's not enough people in the stream. West Coast trips do very well on this channel, especially with the Mets fans. And, we'll get the Dodger fans in here. Absolutely. They usually pop up every now and then. It really depends, right? If the Dodgers are losing, they won't be seen. If they're winning, they'll probably show up. That's probably the way it goes on channels that are a Mets channel and Dodger fans, whatever it is. If you're a fan, if you're doing a channel for a team and your team is losing, the other team that's beating you, the fan base usually pops up and starts trolling. And that's okay, right? You keep it respectful. You root for your team. It is all good. So they're doing a little bit of intro on SNY right now with Dodgers Mets, boom, 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 showing all the highlights. And the game should be starting in about a minute or two. So once that happens, you'll get the game audio, and I will shut my mouth, and you can enjoy the SNY broadcast while the Mets play the Dodgers. VENMO, Marte Lindor will be leading off at the top of the first. Dodgers are taking the field. So before the game gets started, guys, and the audio pops up, hit on that like button, guys. Let's get the stream out to more baseball fans and more Mets fans like us. They're showing Baty and Escobar talking right now. So like I said, Escobar is struggling. Everybody hates him because he sucks offensively. But you can't be more of a pro with Escobar saying what he said in the media, talking about the future of the Mets, and he gets it, right? He can be a disgruntled veteran and saying, this is my job. I don't care. He could be one of those guys, but he's not. And that's something that you like to hear from Eduardo Escobar. And he's going to be our bench player now. And they're showing the lineup right now. And we're going to get it started. Dustin May is warming up. So we're going to put on the call right now. Nemo's going to start. And here we go, guys. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you can hear the TV. Hear the audio.
Great plays, one in right center, one in left side, that saved the Mets bacon in the game yesterday in Oakland. And fastball drives on the inside corner for a strike, and you see what May brings to the table. 400 and a really good cutter, curveball, mix in an occasional changeup. Over the last 4 games, 8 for 17.
We don't got no more drums from Oakland, so you should be able to hear the broadcast a little bit better. And Nimmo strikes out. May makes quick work of Nimmo.
Pouncey over at third base. Got a new middle infielders in there. In Miguel Rojas out in the outfield, Trace Thompson. A lot of new faces here, and Mookie Betts, of course, right.
Sorry, Marte hitting second in the order. Marte 0 for Weedle last 2 games. At last in the National League in batting average, but their 7th in runs scored because they've drawn so many walks.
So May is pumping strikes early.
Pitching staffs are probably not going to throw as many walks. The Dodgers have walked fewer hitters than any team in the National League. 0-2 to Marte. And breaking ball hit down the right field line. Mets coming over toward the line. And rookie in his out.
And a quick 2 outs.
Another thing too here, the runs scored for a game for the Mets. You've got to add that fiasco of that first game in Oakland where they I won't say it, but I have 17 walks.
Well, the other thing under the radar that the Mets have done is they're leading the league in stolen bases. They've got 20 steals in their first 16 games. It's Francisco Lindor running a 6-game hitting streak, and he takes a fastball for a strike from May. And that's just May as a starter for the first time. He hit 1 inning against them. He relief back in 2019 when he first came up. Tries the backdoor breaking ball and misses with it. It's 1-1. Hard for me to stay on the field. Maybe the only pitcher in baseball whose career high in innings came in 2020 in the short season. He threw 56 innings that year. 21, he had Tommy John surgery, came back in August of last year, made just 6 starts, and then he came up with back problems, which kept him out of the postseason. But he's off to a rip-roaring start this year, now in his 4th start of the year. And
Lindor hits a shot, but it should stay in the ballpark. And the inning is over. So the Mets go 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Dodgers coming up. Peterson on the mound. So I don't know if you heard Gary Cohen say, but the Mets lead Major League Baseball in walks, and the Dodgers lead Major League Baseball with the least amount of walks given up as pitchers, as a staff. So the Mets and Dodgers, they both lead the league in their respected categories, and this is going to be, a game of nutrition, right? We all know the Mets like to take a lot of pitches. They're a high on-base percentage team, and when you have a pitching staff for the Dodgers that don't walk a lot of batters, something's got to give, right? The Mets are either going to be high on base, or the Dodgers are going to not give up walks, and something's got to give during a series. Usually somebody does. So, and exactly, Ken, the Mets are 7th in runs scored, which you would never think considering the offense and the lack of offense from the bottom of the order. And they also lead in stolen bases, which is another stat where it's like, how is that even possible? But unfortunately, Tim LaCastro is on the IL with back spasms, which I think is kind of a fake injury just to get the roster manipulation the way they want it for the 26-man. But, with Tim LaCastro, Tommy Pham, Nimmo, who's starting to take stealing more bases. So more guys are stealing bases, which is good. And, yes, it's crazy. 7th in run score, but they're last in batting average. Like, those stats make no sense, but that's reality at the moment. So Peterson on the mound, bottom of the first, Mets, Dodgers, no score.
Nemo, of course, with 2 spectacular catches in Oakland and a game.
All right, here we go. Come on.
Roosevelt came for the second inning against Olympus Diaz on the right side. And then, more importantly, in the 9th inning with the potential ring run at second base. That was pretty special. Mookie Betts takes outside from David Peterson. Peterson makes the outside corner with that fastball.
So this might be a good sign for Peterson that the umpire is calling a little bit off the plate outside.
Remarkable. And both are on catcher's throws, so the fielder facing home plate is made there. And Betts using a hit at the foot.
Sure, it was a good acting job. He said it on the bounce, though. I think that's why it was awkward.
And he's going first base.
All right, so I think the ball hit Betts hit the ground and then hit Betts. Let's see. Yes, it did. So he hits Mookie Betts. Dodgers get the leadoff man on.
Back knee here. Look up. The Dodgers chase 21%.
So the umpires are checking it really quickly.
New York is challenging the ruling on the field of a hit by pitch.
Not sure why the Mets are challenging so early for a hits by pitch.
We're talking to Harrison Friedland today about how quickly he needs to make his decision. It's a whole different environment now for the replay coordinators. Well, it's interesting. We watched the replay.
If you just tune in, the Mets are challenging a hit by pitch for the first batter of the game for the Dodgers. I don't think it's a useful challenge, but the replay looked like it hit him. So,
But he must feel pretty confident that it did not hit him.
oh, you know what? It didn't hit him. It looked like it bounced off Nito's wrist.
If it hit him and just skinned him,
I just got the uniform.
I mean, Mookie reacted right away that it hit him. Usually hitters have a hard time acting that one out. Because he wants to hit.
It's a lot closer than I thought it was. Peterson throwing a couple of pitches to keep warmed up.
River is the home plate umpire who made the initial call of a hit by pitch.
So we're just waiting for the replay.
MVPs in the top two spots of the order. Mookie won his MVP in 2018 with the Red Sox. Freddie Freeman in 2020 with the Braves. Max Muncy has been hitting some home runs lately.
So I'm just going to keep it off mute because they're playing music in the stadium and probably get copyrighted if the music catches the speaker. So once they make the call, we'll put the sound back on. So we're just waiting for the replay. They're taking a long time to challenge this replay. So I'm assuming that I think you should only get a minute to look at the replay, and then after that, just make a call already. Like, let's be honest. Hold on, here we go.
the ruling on the field is overturned.
Oh, overturned. He's not hit by the pitch. So he's going back to the plate. So Betts did not get hit. Mets win the challenge. Mets last year had one of the best replay guys in all of baseball, had the best percentage of getting challenges right, and he does it again. And as quickly as they got to look at the replays now,
I mean, he had such a good year last year. You'd hate to see a sophomore slump.
He looked a little shook. They're sending him in the clubhouse this afternoon.
so that's a good sign.
I'm really worried about
He said he had a little bit of a guy that's in spring training.
So it's a 2-1 count.
Nails.
First batter of the ball game.
was a successful team in baseball last year at challenging calls. They were successful 79% of the time. Peterson gets in for a strike, and it's 2-2 Mets. This is Peterson's second career start against the Dodgers. He faced it in June of last year. It's found complete. It's still 2-2. That's with a .397 on base percentage, identical to Freeman's in the number 2 spot. Neither one of them has swung the bat that well, but both have been throwing a lot of walks. That's what he won 12 times this year.
And Peterson strikes him out. And that is one out. Strikes out Betts for the first out. Nito tags him. Well, yeah. Hebrew, I understand with the batting average situation, but again, we keep on, it's, it makes no sense, but that is baseball. Like, you can win in different ways. I think too many people don't understand that. All right, so good first at bat. Batted to face by Peterson. And a couple of people have said it in the chat. The Dodgers have had trouble this year with lefties.
Minute scoring position. He's 2 for 12 in this season thus far.
He got off to a slow start last year in his first year with LA, but he rebounded to have a magnificent year. He had 325, 21 homers, 100 RBIs, led the league in on-base percentage at 407.
And Freeman hits a home run. Of course he does. 1-0 Dodgers. So Freeman's had a good batting average, but not a lot. Only one home run now, two. He sees the Mets. He sees red. It's amazing. 1-0 Dodgers.
His 29th career home run against that pitch. Ball down in the strike
Right
zone.
down the middle.
Late. Nito set up outside. And the ball pretty much went in the middle. J.D. Martinez. Now Freeman's home run. Third given up by Peterson this year.
Only Stanton
Met killer, man. It's amazing.
against the Mets.
Right behind the bag at third.
Guy can be 0 for 50. He faces the Mets. He'll go 3 for 4. It's amazing.
Signing a one-year deal with the Dodgers after
J.D. Martinez, which was a hot topic for the Mets this offseason. A lot of people thought the Mets were going to go after him. That in 246, 1 home run, 9 RBIs so far for the Dodgers.
rediscover his magic.
Well, he's reunited with Robert von Scoyoc, who really helped retool his swing after he left Houston Astros.
And Martinez
Popped it up.
right side.
McNeil should make the second out, and he does. 2 outs.
To the catch for the second out. Well, the Dodgers lead the league in home runs. And they're second in run.
At the very least, you want to get solo home runs at the very least against the Dodger team. They lead the league in home runs, by the way.
I wonder whether that will change because the environment for steals.
Well, Joe, that mean, with May throwing strikes
Change a bit on that. There's Chris Taylor.
and the Mets, very patient at the plate, maybe they have to, get that a little bit more aggressive at the plate.
Ground running in terms of trying to take advantage of the new rules.
I mean, maybe they have 3 players that could steal. Mookie, Chris Taylor could steal. Maybe Trace Thompson. That's about it.
Vargas maybe.
Maybe Vargas.
Plus speed. Swinging a miss late on the fastball, and it's 2-1 to Taylor. Taylor was 5 for 37 this year, but 3 for 11 against
Joe, I don't
all
know.
3 of the
I mean,
hits.
maybe there's a Dodger fan in here that can say something about the bullpen. I don't know.
Rojas was down with a groin injury. Playing left field tonight. And a knee-high strike with a changeup, and it's 2-2.
This is his 31st game against the New York Mets, and he's always hit well.
Jake, you couldn't be more wrong.
He's been a high reward, high strikeout hitter. 2-2 for Peterson. And this is up and away with a fastball, full count.
Oh, yeah, Jake. Oh, yeah, with the Dodgers. Well, they don't suck this season. They're just not playing to what everybody expects the Dodgers to play, Okay, thank you, Patrick. So Patrick says the pitching is limited. And Peterson strikes out Taylor to end the inning. So a decent inning for Peterson. The good thing is he threw strikes, but once again, Freeman, once again, he sees orange and blue Mets colors, and he just realizes he's playing for the Braves again, and he's 26 years old. So, I mean, if you it's amazing with Freeman. I mean, the Mets always seem to have one of those guys that, on like every team, basically, now, Riley is the guy for the Braves now that kills the Mets. Freeman always killed the Mets. But important to know, it's 1 run, it's a solo home run. If you're giving up home runs, you'd rather give up a solo home run than a 2-run shot, 3-run shot, or even a grand slam. So it's 1 run. Peterson throwing strikes, which is good to see, right? So that's a good sign, right? I believe they showed that strikeouts are kind of high on the Dodgers. I think I saw that stat. So they are a strikeout team. They do strike out a lot. So if Peterson throws strikes and picks the edges away of the plate, he did that in the first inning. Besides the Freeman, he threw 1 ball over the middle, and Freeman don't miss those pitches. So when Peterson does well, he throws strikes, and we all know that. As long as you don't walk the ballpark, he should be fine. That's true, Joe. Jake, yeah, man. You know what's funny? Costco sells this. How about that? You know what's funny? And it's I don't know if it shows it anywhere, but it's a Majestic which is funny because Majestic doesn't have a license anymore for MLB. So this is probably like the last batch that they made. This is actually from Costco. They had every base start of the baseball season, they have like Yankees and Met stuff. But for years, they did not have Met stuff. And I'm gonna thank myself for this because I went to my to the people who make the decisions, and I'm like, get some Met stuff. Like, let's go. Like, I'll buy everything. And I said it, and not too long after that, they did it. All right, so Pete Alonso's leading off. 1-0 Dodgers, top of the second.
He's on a tear right now, and he loves hitting this ball. He's got 7 home runs and 16 RBIs in 12 career games at Dodger Stadium. That's a curveball strike. And then he's
Back up inside. Pete's become a tough out with 2 strikes.
And Alonso with an 0-2 base hit. Good piece of hitting by Alonso. This is why people are starting to talk about Pete Alonso being an all-around elite hitter and possible MVP type candidate because of his average. He's not only hitting for power. Last year, big reason why he had a great season was because he knocked up his average 20 points. If he can bat 280 and knocking 40 plus 45 to 50 home runs, man, that's MVP caliber right there. Come on, Jeff. Got to get him going.
Jeff McNeil happy to get out of Oakland, where he went just 1 for 11 in the 3 games.
MVP, absolutely. That's a nice shirt to make, right? Come on, Jeff. Jeff's batting 218 with only 5 RBIs, no home runs. Tough start to the season for Jeff McNeil. Got that nice new shiny contract. Want to see that Jeff McNeil of old.
Holding runners on. Alonso dancing off first. Now he'll be running 1-1 to McNeil. Mets have certainly been in one mode when it's been developed.
Joe, that might be the next one.
Speed.
Come on, Jeff.
Dancing off the bases. That's great athletes. Carroll and others.
Yeah, I'm noticing Jeff McNeil's swing. I was speaking to Joe earlier about the problem with McNeil. It looks like he's everything looks the same from last year, but what I just see now, he got a little bit more of an uppercut, and that's where he has his problems. He's not swinging as level as he usually does. 1-2 to McNeil.
1-2 McNeil with Marcana on deck. And the curveball hits the
Ground ball should be a double play, and it is.
And that's why it was close, because McNeil can run down the line. Always hustles down the line and kind of swings and runs towards first base. This is tailor-made. It's a very fast infield here. Always has been, folks.
And McNeil was out, double play. So Jeff McNeil still struggling. Marcana's up with 2 outs.
Nobody on now. Marcana got a home run in Oakland, but he has just that one hit in his last 14 at bats. And he grounds one toward the hole.
And that's a base hit for Canna. 2-out hit by Canna. Yeah, I know. Well, they've been wanting to fire him for years now. Well, you don't see Canna do that a lot, hitting the ball the other way. That double play hurt there.
Coming into the game, right-handers were 2 for 22.
All right, so Danny Vogelbach.
Like his walks, but not getting many hits. It was 4 for 23 to start the year.
There's a situation here you would like to see him swing in for some power here, but also with Baty on deck, not a bad spot to try to get on base here.
Behind the shoes.
Nicely tailored there. Wristband.
It's a double setup position. It's interesting. He kind of comes back and then he squats down and comes back up again.
How would you wear your pants, Ryan? Forget.
I would show the stockings.
Under their shoes when you were
George Hendrick.
Ooh, very close on the inside corner. Was a ball, but that was something that the umpire is calling on the outside corner to righty. So interesting strike zone so far for the umpire. Oh, that's in the gap. Yeah, Daniel Vogelbach's first home run of the year. Oppo Taco 2-1 Mets. Daniel Vogelbach with the power that we were looking for. And that's when you need the power. 2 outs and 1 on. Vogelbach. Opposite field. That's not a home run that you see a lot from him. And Vogelbach hits a 2-run home run in the top of the second with 2 outs to give the Mets a 2-1 lead. There you go. That's the power that we're looking for from this guy. Again, that was an opportunity there. 2 outs. You got to look for some power there. And here comes Baty, his first at bat of the season. 2-1 Mets.
Baty with his first big league at bat of the year. Fouls off the first pitch, Cutter 0-1, and now caught the catcher, Austin Mims.
Yes, Stezone, we just talked about that before the game started. Like, putting Baty behind Vogelbach, Vogelbach was going to see pitches there. Baty, people notice him. Just like that. They know what may know what Baty is doing in the minors. They got the scouting reports. Come on, Brett. You could just see the difference in Alvarez to Baty. Baty's just looks confident at the plate. And what they usually do to rookies, they throw breaking balls, a lot of breaking balls. Everybody in the minors can hit a fastball. But if you can hit major league breaking balls and off speed, that's when you stay in the bigs.
Well, he's got a sweet natural swing. Impressed me what I saw in spring training.
Ground ball, right to Freeman. And it ends the inning, but not before. Daniel Vogelbach's first home run this year, giving the Mets a 2-1 lead going to the bottom of the second. So in that spot there, we just talked about right before Vogelbach stepped to the plate. In this 2-out situation, you want to see either some power or get on base, which Vogelbach does very well, getting on base. And, with the Baty coming up, who knows what would happen, but Vogelbach, opposite field to left field home run, just over the wall at Dodger Stadium to give the Mets a 2-1 lead. Now Peterson got the lead. Let's see what he can do with it going to the bottom of the second. And listen, like we talked about this with Vogelbach, right? He's not a power hitter. He's not at all, right? 17 to 20 home runs is not a power hitter, because if that's considered a power hitter, then Marte and Nimmo are power hitters who hit 15, 16 home runs, right? So with Vogelbach, you need him in spots like this where, all right, Vogie, listen, get on base or provide some power, right? In that spot, he provided some power, and that's what we needed right there to take the lead right now, early in the game. But it's nice to see with Vogelbach show a little bit of power finally, because if, he's the guy that can hit a couple in a row. I don't know who pitches for the Dodgers tomorrow, but in this situation, usually when Vogelbach gets hot, there's a lefty on the mound the next day, and he doesn't start the next game. But see, just quickly, I'm just curious, and it is Kershaw. So, yes. So, Vogelbach's not going to be in the lineup tomorrow. So, again, watch. Vogelbach could probably go 2 for 3 or 2 for 4 today and probably have multiple RBIs, and he won't be able to play tomorrow because there's a lefty on the mound, Kershaw. So, but let's worry about this game first, because that's the only thing that matters at the moment. Tomorrow is tomorrow. Once again, guys, if you just tuned in, please hit on that like button. Again, we've been over 100 since the game started, and this is just a normal stream with over 100 with the West Coast games. Here we go. Max Muncy up. Peterson just throwing a strike. 2-1 Mets. Bottom of the second.
14 driven in. Been hot with the bat lately. Not his best season last year. Got off to a very slow start. And just 21 home runs after hitting 35 or more each of the previous 3 full seasons. Slider out of the strike zone for Peterson, 2-1.
Now, what we've seen, not seen for Peterson a lot, when the Mets give him a lead, want to put up zeros that next half inning.
So really a 3 true outcome guy.
Nice
All
pitch.
those walks, right?
Yeah, Jake, listen, when you're at Citi Field, I'm going to the 2 national games, the first game back at Citi Field against the Nationals later in the month, and 2 games against the Braves. So if you're going there, let me know. We can, and that's a base hit for Muncy.
He made one mistake in that entire at-bat against Muncy. It was that pitch, a hanging slider, and that's what big league.
One thing the Dodgers don't do, like Ron just said, Peterson made one bad pitch there, and Muncy took advantage of it. The Dodgers don't miss mistakes. It's looking like that, Scully. As long as his next bullpen and his live batting practice goes well, and then his rehab goes well, he should be back in the Braves series. Come on, David, let's go.
431 on base percentage, which is actually 8th in the National League.
Call that a ball on the inside.
300 hitter in the minor leagues, and the fact that he has the 13 walks, to me, it shows a good knowledge of the strike zone.
Came up for a cup of coffee last year, played 18 games, it was 170, but
Come on, David.
second base job.
Ground ball should be a double play.
Baty gets it on target to McNeil.
No. Vargas speedy. Nice turn by Baty to try to get a quick double play, but we got the lead runner, 1 out. So first defensive play for Baty. Looked like he was right on the line, and he took care of that pretty well. Just too fast, Vargas is getting down the line.
So 1 out and 1 on, and that Trace Thompson, younger brother of Warriors Clay Thompson, and a step off. And
Oh.
nearly got him.
Almost picked him off.
Snap move.
That was close. Oof.
You have to steal a base. You have to attempt one. Good match for the Dodgers. They have 2 stolen bases as a team. This is loaded. Thompson 1-0.
They've been caught 4 times, too. So
Trace Thompson showing a little bit of power here this season. 240, 11 RBIs. Had a good season so far.
Against lefties this year.
Over 1,000 OPS.
He was a really good part-time player.
Nice slider by Peterson. 1-1.
Just 205 at-bats.
He's got 4 this year, but 3 in 1 game. He likes the ball out, over, and up. He's a high ball hitter.
Peterson eyeballing Vargas at first. And he sits there with the slider, and it's 2-1. The Dodgers won 111 games last year. They won 106 the year before, didn't win the division. Giants won 107. The only time they haven't won the division in the last 10 years. On the ground through the hole.
And that's a base hit to the right side. First and second, 1 out.
Thompson takes one the other way. The Dodgers up 2 men on. Well, the Dodgers been around a long time, but they had never won 111 games before. They completely dominated the Padres in the regular season. They beat them every series during the year. They won 14 of 19, but the Padres upended them after they eliminated the Mets. So that's the Dodgers have that. So first and
All right,
second.
Rojas, who was a Mets killer when he was with the Marlins.
Rojas.
Dangerous hitter here. Contact guy.
Takes it back for a slider for a strike.
First and second, 1 out. 2-1 Mets in the bottom of the second. Got to put zeros up after your team gives you the lead.
Beginning his career with the Dodgers back in 2014, traded for Arlington, back with LA.
Nice pitch. 0-2.
Really good young shortstop prospect, Jacob Maya, for Rojas because they had Gavin Lux to play short, so they figured Maya would be good trade bait. They bring in a veteran like Rojas to back up, but now Rojas is the starter with Lux out for the year.
Yeah, the reason Turner was let go, Trey Turner, is they wanted Vargas to play second. They want Lux to play short. They were going to make that infield a lot younger than Lux got hurt and changed the entire game plan.
He's doing some dancing off second base, so he got Peterson's attention. 0-2 to Rojas,
And he strikes him out. Good piece of pitching right there by Peterson with 2 men on. Now 2 outs, striking out Rojas.
I like that I'm seeing.
That's a nice changeup.
He's throwing all 3 pitches, 4 strikes here early in this game. Locked in.
Austin Wins coming up.
He played briefly earlier this year, had his 2 at-bats. And with
See if Peterson get out of this little jam here.
maybe their best player on the concussion injured list, they needed a catcher to back up Austin Barnes. So now they've got Austin Square to develop the catching combination. Urso wins with the Orioles. Drafted him out of Fresno State. Strikes.
36 pitches so far for Peterson. 2 outs in the second.
Every year as the Dodger manager. And they got the World Series championship in 2020.
Nice pitch.
Flailing and slider with the 2 wins.
I like what I'm seeing with Peterson. Usually he overthrows early in the game. Yes, none of that so far.
Overthrows his fastball. He's really got great command of his changeup.
And that's in the gap. That's going to tie the game. Maybe put the Dodgers ahead. And the Dodgers take the lead 3-2. Peterson cannot get the job done with 2 outs. And Austin Wins, who was just called up from the Dodgers, the catcher, gets a 2-out, 2 RBI double. And that wasn't a bad pitch. He went out and got down on that one. 3-2 Dodgers. No, looking like it's going to be a high-scoring game. Peterson has done this all year. Has not been able to put zeros up after the Mets gave him the lead. Ground ball should be. Oh, that's a nice play by Lindor. Took a bad infield hop, but Lindor stays out and gets the in and over, but not before. Austin Wins, gives a 2-out RBI double to give the Dodgers a lead 3-2. I don't know. It wasn't a bad pitch, though. Like, he did make him swing on those 2 bad. Isaiah, man, the Mets are always on your mind, man. I don't get it at all. Yeah, and that's been Peterson's problem this year. Peterson, his even last year and the year before that, the last couple of years he's pitched with the Mets, he's been like known for getting out of big jams. Like he's been a grinder. This year he just hasn't. Like I think a couple of times this year already he's been given leads by the Mets and he's given them right back at the same inning. And that's why Peterson drives everybody nuts, like Andre just said. That's the problem with Peterson right now, is the fact that he's got good stuff. I mean, that wasn't a bad pitch, but when you got a 1-2 count against a minor league catcher, put him away. So, and that's the unfortunate part. But again, the Mets did put up some runs against May. I mean, Vogelback freaking hit a home run against them. So, No, Peterson. Look, Peterson deserves to be a first-round pick. It's just a matter of, he's got to. It wasn't a bad pitch, but it's weird with Peterson because he's throwing strikes. He's not walking the ballpark, and that's usually when he's hard to hit. But he's leaving a few. I mean, that pitch was a good pitch. It was, that was ankle high, and he got it. So I mean, that's just a good piece of hit in there. I can't kill him. So it's 9-1-2 for the Mets. 3-2 Dodgers, top of the third. Nino up.
Dustin May. Nino swings and misses a fastball. Lost 3 for 28 on the last 9. We can start tonight after Francisco Alvarez caught the last 2. Poor Justin saved a run.
Well, you very rarely see it back. And this is all part of nice play by Lindor. His defense has just been outstanding.
Nino pops it up, and it should stay in the ballpark. 1 out.
And there's the bad knob. Nicely done. And throwing on the run. As we mentioned earlier, the Mets have only made 2 errors this season so far, both throwing to the catcher. Not an error by the position players out of the field.
It's not just that. When they were talking about banning the shift, Francisco Lindor was the first guy I heard say, if you take away the shift, you give the infielders more freedom to show their artistry, and it has come to pass exactly the way he said it.
Nemo on ball, nice play by Freeman, 2 outs.
Not only has it come to pass, it's come to pass since the first series. We saw both clubs really on top of it in that series defensively, and I think the quicker play has helped all of the defenders.
When you're talking about the middle infielders and Lindor with the shifts, you grow up playing, you know your position, you know where you can go instinctually. And the shifts changed all of that. And it put the doubt in your mind. You're close to the second baseman. We saw communications between McNeil and Lindor where they didn't know, I got it, you take it. But that's all gone now.
It's the fear of going that extra mile and thinking you're going to collide with somebody, whereas now you know.
Oh, I know, Isaiah. Don't worry about that. I know damn well.
Or you could be a second baseman and have to ask, who am I going to turn the double play to? The shortstop or the third baseman? That's a strange question to have to ask to get to the big leagues.
Marte hits one. Oh, he got on top of that ball. Damn. Marte once again hits the ball hard, but gets on top of that pitch and doesn't get underneath. He gets underneath that ball. That ball's over the left field wall, but Mets go 1-2-3. 3-2 Dodgers going to the bottom of the third. So, again, Marte just hit into a lot of bad luck here. He did that the whole Oakland series. He was just hitting the ball hard, but was not getting the base hits, just unlucky throughout that whole series. And hits the ball hard right at the left fielder to end the inning. Yeah, Scully, I'm saying it's not like he's like having bad at bats. Like he's hitting the ball right at people. And the 2 balls that he hit in Oakland, I swear to God, those balls looked like they were going to go 420 feet. It's crazy. He should have had 2 easy home runs. Now, I don't know if that was the cool air of Oakland in the Bay Area, or was it it's just unfortunate. Yeah, it's unlucky. Jose, the reason why that ball didn't go out was because he hit the top part of the ball. He just had downward spin on that ball. So when you hit the top part of the ball, you're not going to get lift on that ball. It's going to go the opposite way, and that's exactly what happened. That ball was hit hard, but it dipped quick because he got on top of it. So he had that level swing, but got on top of that pitch, and that's how that ball didn't go out. If you got a little bit underneath that ball's probably 10 rows deep. And, again, Marte's just hitting to bad luck these last couple of games. But he'll get his because, as you can see, Marte is a good hitter. And, again, we know how important Marte is to this lineup. So the Mets do not score in the top of the third, going to the bottom of the third, 3-2 Dodgers. Once again, guys, don't forget to please hit on that like button. Let's get more people in the stream on this West Coast for the Mets. Freeman up, 3-2 Dodgers.
Off the home third, fouls a fastball back at the screen. We got the score started in this game. The line drive home run that cleared the right field wall. Just his second home run of the season. Martinez and Taylor to follow against Peterson. This is with the slider away. It's 1-1.
Freddie was one of those guys that holds his bat level parallel to the ground on his back shoulder. Kind of rocks it back and forth.
Donald McNeil gets the start tomorrow night against Clayton Kershaw, your city Commonwealth. And Max Scherzer looks like he's in line for the start on Wednesday afternoon against.
And as you all might know, Syndergaard is supposed to be pitching on Wednesday against the Mets.
We'll sit next to Kershaw.
Ground ball up the middle. Nice play by Lindor. 1 out. Hey, got Freeman out. All right.
Good slow call there. Has to negotiate the bag. The ball did come up a little bit there, but he's sure-handed. Nicely done.
If you go by defensive runs saved, which is the Sports Info Solutions defensive metric, the Mets are plus 12 defensive runs saved. That's third best in Major League Baseball.
You know, not a lot of people were talking about it. You know, the reason why the Mets are 10-6 also is because of their defense too. Plus 12 defensive runs saved. Third in the league. Big reason why the Mets are 10-6.
Gary brought it up.
Don't ask ever. I didn't ask the question. He did. I brought it up. The first question. Cardinals are tied for 12. Milwaukee is number 1. We saw that. That's good. They are defensively well. There's a young speedy player.
Oh, nice catch from McNeil up the middle. 2 outs.
I was going to say, stealing my thunder. Nice play by
Good fundies. Good fundies.
All last year.
You know, even though there's not shifts anymore, they still play close to second base, and that's exactly where McNeil was.
In the outfield, except now we have Baty.
2 outs.
It's just they save runs. We win ball games. Defense wins games.
Umpire called a low strike now.
That's a strike. Peterson looking for his first 1, 2, 3. Struck out Taylor his first time.
Is it like cold in LA or something? I see people got gloves on and jackets. Jeez. What is it, like 80 degrees there? Jose, I can't show the game. Copyright.
Red Sox. -9.
Harking back to the days of Dick Stewart.
Red Sox got
56.
hours of their
Eh,
State games.
I'd be wearing shorts.
Danny Jeter.
I played
Yes, copyright. Can't show games. They take away your stream.
Sparky Lyle. Red Sox moved that much, dude.
And Peterson has a nice inning by striking out Taylor, and that ends at the bottom of the third, 3-2 Dodgers. So Peterson comes back, puts zeros up. Again, you know, it's weird with Peterson. He's not pitching bad, which is weird because he's throwing strikes, and he pitches well that way. But gave up 3 runs so far. 5 runs scored in the game. Going to the top of the fourth, the Mets will have 3, 4, 5. Lindor, Alonso, McNeil. Yeah, I'm saying 56 degrees, I'd be wearing shorts. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like when I went in 2021 with the Dodgers, Mets Dodgers series in LA with my dad, it was freaking hot. I think we played them in August, so obviously it would be extremely hot. But it was 97 degrees that day when I went to the first game of the series against the Dodgers. 97 degrees. It was, oh God, it was freaking, man. You wouldn't even know I was white. I looked like a damn tomato. Like it was bad. I was sweating from the moment I walked out of my hotel until the moment I walked into the hotel after the game. But you know what? There's a couple things I like about LA. You know, not a lot of things, but you know, I was disappointed with Venice Beach. I think for obvious reasons. If you live there, you probably know why. But other than that, you know, obviously the weather is the pleaser there considering. But I liked it. You know, I went to the Disney Universal there because I've been to all of them in Florida, so I just wanted to check it out in LA or Hollywood and California. So that was fun. But yeah. I don't know about that. That was no damn dry heat that day. All right, Lindor's up 3-2. Dodgers top of the fourth.
Francisco Lindor takes a curveball that eludes outside ball one. Mays allowed 2 runs and 3 hits. It all came in the second. Daniel Vogelbach 2-run homer that put the Mets in front briefly. Fouls off the fastball.
Well, Andre, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, how many of those fires have you had over the years? So the rain is probably so much needed.
It'll be interesting to see how the Dodgers handle Dusty May and workload this year.
Come on, Frankie.
His first 3 starts, they haven't let him throw more than 84 pitches, but this guy threw 30 innings last year. Most he's ever thrown in a big league season is 56. Prior to the pitching coach, Stewart.
Oh, and that ball hits Lindor in the kneecap. Ouch.
He is struggling to get to his feet. It's number 14.
Or maybe it was his foot.
14 for the Mets. Third time Lindor's been hit.
Hit him in the or in the thigh. No.
Let's see. Hit him on the kneecap. Ouch.
Inside of the knee.
Ow. Oh, leadoff man on. Yeah, that hurt. 86 miles an hour kneecap hit. That hurts. All right, well, Lonzo coming up with a man on.
Remember what happened to Lindor when he came to LA last year? That's where he slammed his finger in the door and suffered that fracture.
Come on, Pete.
And then was back in the lineup.
Pete, first at bat, gets a base hit.
It's the only game he missed all year. And once that takes the first pitch fastball, first strike.
He might still. Dustin May doesn't hold runners on well.
Speaking of the hotel, guys, how long will it take you to find a lobby? Well,
It really is, Andre.
the hotel we're staying in is a little strange in that not all elevators go to all floors. So if you're on the 32nd floor and you want to go to the 7th floor, which is what I'm trying to do today, you have to go up to 70 and then come back down to 7.
And 7 is the lot. 7 is the lot.
Well, Scully, they have been. They lead the league in stolen bases. And Alonso hits one in the gap. And Lindor's going to third. Here we go. 2 for 2 for Pete today. First and third, nobody out. McNeil coming up. Alonso is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Betts try to dive and make the catch. Missed it, and then center fielder got it to cut it off.
Good effort by Betts and good read by Lindor. Got to here. Halfway.
Nice base running by Lindor to go first to third. 2 opposite field hits for 2 hits for Lindor so far. Here we go, McNeil, another opportunity here.
Nobody out. Jeff McNeil grounded into a double play his first time up. And Jeff slashes
Base hit, yeah. There we go, Jeff. That's an RBI single. Tie game. First and second, nobody out. Canna coming up. Mets are putting it on May, who's pitched well this year. Mets offense is looking sharp. Jeff McNeil starts, and beautiful swing. That's what we want from Jeff McNeil. Hitting the ball the other way. That's where he's the best. All right, nobody out. First and second. This could be a big inning for the Mets here. Mark Hanna got a base hit to the opposite field for his first at bat. Oof. Mets are putting good swings on pitches from May. Yeah, it's going to be a high-scoring game, it looks like. No problem.
Takes the curveball out of the strike zone.
So the Mets have gotten May out of his rhythm here a little bit. They touched him up.
He's only given up 7 hits and 18 in the third innings before tonight. He's given up 5 hits already tonight. 3 innings plus. That's ball to the right side.
Oh, he's going to move the runners over. All right, well, productive out. Moves the both runners to scoring position. And the way this game is moving, might be in good shape for work. So productive out from Canna. At the very least, got the runners to scoring position. Vogelback coming up. You missed it. Vogelback hit a 2-run homer, opposite field. Give the Mets a 2-1 lead. There's a situation here. You want them to be a little bit patient, but you might feel confident swinging right now. Situation here, you'll take a nice sack fly. Pete Alonso's, not as fast, but get it deep enough, he can score. Oh, that was a generous strike. Jeez. Wow. Come on, Bogey. Good eye, good eye.
Takes it inside 2-1.
So again, another guy who throws 99 miles an hour. He's throwing a breaking ball and 2 cutters to Bullpen. It looks to me as if he's getting a little frustrated here.
He's working with a new catcher for the first time.
All right. Good swing by Vogel back there.
Austin Wins and Dustin May probably hadn't even.
Andre, all you can hope is he hear those footsteps. If it gets him going, it only benefits the team. Come on, anything but a strikeout here. Ground ball should score a run. There you go. Productive out, 4-3 Mets. There you go. That's all you got to do, production. Small ball, baby. Situational hitting. You'll take it. Got 2 outs, and we still got the RBI. Brett Baty coming up with 2 outs, 1 on. 4-3 Mets. I'll take that every day of the week. Vogelback, 3 RBIs.
Managers playing the infield in, and I agree in the 4th inning that concede the run. It's a 1-run ball game, a lot of baseball left.
It is, KTU. He's got a player, a team option, but the Mets probably ain't going to pick that up. Come on, Brett.
Baty takes the back for a breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. I am shocked at the number of breaking balls that Baty's thrown. Coming into the game, he had 15% curveballs in his first 3 starts. Seems like a lot more than that tonight.
And Baty is late on a fastball. Fastballs are different in the majors.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody's really caught up with this fastball.
No, and if you look at what the Mets have done, listen, they hit 217 going for the stand, worse against breaking balls, so you could attack them that way. But not when you have an arm like this young man.
88 foul back that fastball. Well, last year, first at bat in the big leagues in Atlanta, Brett Baty did this.
Yes, I remember it well.
Come on, Brett, let's go.
still for the Mets. He drives this one out left.
Found some pitches or good pitches off there. We like to see that.
Well, those are the Mets who have hit a home run in their first major league at bat. Benny Ayala was the first to do it. Mike Jacobs.
Not a lot of good ones on that list.
They were there in '83.
Come on, Brett.
Field on Mike Fitzgerald in Philadelphia.
Hey, Eric, what's up?
My target notice, but Austin wins. So they've got a scouting report.
He does, but he didn't like the pitch, maybe.
Suit up at MLBshop.com. Check out the authentic.
So Mets lead 4-3. Good situational hitting by the Mets to get the lead.
4-3 New York. We're in the fourth. Baty second at bat. Let's have 2 runs over the inning. McNeil at third with 2 out. McNeil walking down the line about 40 feet, and that's the second step off for May.
Oh, McNeil playing on third base there, distracting May. That's 2 disengagements.
Make him do it again.
Steps off again. It's a ball. So he comes halfway down the line this time.
And ball 1. There you go. Good eye. That was a nice pitch by May, and Baty held off that.
Young man's fighting himself as well on the mound.
The Mets have shook him up a bit.
We'll give up a total of 3 runs in his first 3 starts. He's been hit 4 tonight.
Baty fouls it off, putting a good at bat together here, making him work.
Nice range going to his left.
Lane can still go. It doesn't look like it, but he can still go to his left.
Not to this right. Not to this right.
I didn't know you had that detailed scouting report on our base coaches, kid. 7th pitch of the bat coming to Baty.
And that's a base hit. Yeah, all right, Brett. There we go. 5-3 Mets. 2-out RBI. There we go. Brett Baty with his first base hit of the year and first RBI of the 2023 season. And that's why he is up. The guy is a pure hitter. 5-3 Mets. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Beautiful piece of hitting. Try to do a fastball inside on him and up, and he turns on it, base hit. And look at Escobar cheering him on. Love it. There we go. Hit on that like button, everybody. Let's go, baby. Come on. Needle up, 2 outs.
That's a 3 runs over the inning and a 5-3 lead.
Come on. That's what I like to see. Oh, again, let's go Mets chance at Dodger Stadium. Let's go. I know one of my boys from the 7 line that lives in LA is at the game right now. So I know he's loving it right now. Shout out to Kevin.
As dominant as he generally is. He's last out and only
Yeah. At worst case, if he doesn't get it hit here, you get the top of the order in the 5th.
Upset him and upset his rhythm.
Come on, Tomas. Keep it going.
6 hits and 3 2/3.
Ooh, Nito swinging for the fences.
You know, Gary, when you're trying to work this guy back into the rotation after injury, when he's going well, how long do you let him go? But also when he's pitching poorly, how long do you let him go? Because you have to get him proper innings to stretch him out.
Maybe at first with 2 down. What do you think about running?
Nito! Oh. Hit it hard, but right at the shortstop, but not before the Mets scored 3 runs in the 4th to take a 5-3 lead. Baty gets his first RBI of the season, just called up in his first game. Nice piece of hitting with 2 strikes, turned on a fastball inside. Vogelback has 3 RBIs on the game. McNeil got an RBI in that inning as well. So the Mets take a 5-3 lead. Now we need Peterson to put up a 0 and put the offense right back out there. Top of the order coming up for the Mets. This is the huge inning for Peterson here. Huge innocent. But like we were saying, guys, when it comes to the Mets, and this is why when people talk about, oh, the Mets only beat Oakland, it doesn't matter. This is why it matters, because it gets people, certain guys that had good at-bats and good showings in Oakland, it gives them confidence. It gives the offense confidence going into a series like the Dodgers, right? You know, no matter if it's Oakland or not, sweeping a series, players tell you it's hard to sweep series no matter who it is. And that's exactly why games matter like that because it can just get the offense going, that give a little bit of confidence to a team that, might have been a little bit doubtful. And going into that Oakland series, they might have been a little bit doubtful. But after the sweep, which is always hard to sweep anybody, especially when you're on the road on the West Coast, especially for an East Coast team. And that is the whole point when it comes to the Mets and making sure they're confident going into a series against a really good team in the Dodgers. But what you like to see from this lineup, every one of these hitters in the lineup has put good at-bats together. And look, May has been one of the Dodgers' best pitchers this year. First 3 starts, he had under a 2 ERA. And the Mets are making him look like a bad pitcher, and he's not. And that's a great sign from the Mets. Right now, what we were talking about, right? Something's got to give. Either the Mets on-base percentage or the lack of walks for the Dodgers. All right, Max Muncy up, 5-3 Mets. Peterson on the mound, bottom of the 4th. See if Peterson could put up zeros here. 2-run lead for the Mets. Peterson this year has struggled to put up zeros after the Mets give him the lead and put up some runs. So see if he can bear down here and get it done. His pitch count's not terrible right now, but you got to put up zeros when your team gives you a lead. And this popped up. Nimmo should have it. 1 out.
Who's back? Steve Gills. Yeah. Weekend off. Missed all the excitement in Oakland. I was so upset, guys. It seemed like you had a wonderful time out in Oakland. I could be jealous.
Once again, guys, before the next batter for the Dodgers come up, don't forget to please hit on that like button if you haven't already. More likes, more views, guys. Let's make it happen.
Still searching. Nice to be back, though. Nice to be in LA. And, you guys mentioned it, that David Peterson had that 1-2 inning in the 3rd. Not surprising that all 3 of the batters he faced, he got ahead with a first pitch strike. First pitch strikes, important for every pitcher. Maybe even more so for Peterson, though. Coming into today, when he got ahead 0-1 on batters, they hit 185 against him with a 535 slugging percentage. If he fell behind 1-0, they hit 364 with a 940 slugging percentage. So it's something that he's always thinking about.
Ground ball should be 2 outs, and it is. First quick 2 outs for Peterson. Good start to the 4th. Hey, Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Here's the conundrum. I wonder how you would approach it, Ron. When batters put the first pitch in play, though, so he doesn't get ahead with an 0-1 strike because the batter, the action is over. They put the ball in play. They're 6 for 8 with 2 home runs coming into tonight. So how do you walk that line of
Peterson gets the 3rd out here. The Mets got the top of the order coming up in the top of the 5th.
Interesting question, Steve. One, it's a small sample size.
It'd be very nice for Peterson to get a quick inning here. Might get out of this with a just under 65 pitches if he can get out of this, get this batter out.
6 for 8.
Quick 0-2 count on Thompson.
Future success comes in 3 or 4 pitches and the batter's out of there. Now he's going to have some magical games where he's going to strike out in double figures because he has that kind of slider.
Joe, not really.
Majority of his starts, I think it's 3 or 4 pitches, and the batter puts.
And Peterson strikes him out, and Peterson puts up a 0 after the Mets give him a 2-run lead. 1-2-3 inning for Peterson, top of the 5th. And this is the thing that is so important in these type of games, right? The Mets, the offense gives you a lead. You have a quick inning, and May has to go right back out there, not even catching his breath after a tough last inning for him. And now the Mets have the top of the order again, up by 2 runs. This is the situation here where the Dodgers used a lot of bullpen over the last week, and they're letting May stay out there. So you got to take advantage of it right now. He's struggling. You see him thinking on the mound right now. He's not getting a lot of guys out right now. Gave up this. I think this is the most runs he gave up this year already. So it's a good start by the Mets, and you got to keep it up. You got to put the stranglehold on the team. You got to keep your foot on. That's a bad analogy. I don't want to use that. But you have to put the pedal to the metal. You have to put pressure on them. Don't let up. That can hurt you. Danny, absolutely. And that was the thing about Baty. Even last year, when he wasn't getting hits, he was still putting good at-bats together. And that's why I've said this from the beginning. I always said that Baty's going to be an overall better hitter than Francisco Alvarez. Not saying Alvarez is going to be, a bust. But I always thought Baty looked like he's a pure hitter. Like he comes up with confidence at the plate. There's no question in his mind that he's going to be good. Like that's his mentality. So, but yeah, I didn't want to use that analogy for reasons as everybody might know, but I didn't want to put that out there. But you got to put pressure on the team. Don't let up. That's what I wanted to say. And Hayden just commented on just text me. He just said Brett Baty and exclamation mark. So once again, guys, don't forget to please hit on that like button. We're in the top of the fifth. Mets lead 5-3, and the Mets will have the top of the order coming up. Here we go. 63 pitches from May.
Order of his pitches have been curved tonight. 15
Come on, Brandon.
his first three starts. First pitch, fastball away to Brandon Nimmo, starts his third time around the bag. Nimmo struck out and grounded out. That's led by Freeman to retire the last time in the third. And he comes inside with a cutter.
All right, Nimmo put on a good at bat together with the first two pitches, 2-0.
At the top of the batting order for New York. He has been hard pressed tonight, giving up 5 runs and 6 hits in the first 4 innings. Nimmo takes a cutter for strike 2-1. He first came up in 2019. Rookie year 2020, the short season, he finished 5th on the Rookie of the Year ballot. So he does 2-2.
I don't think Nimmo's seeing the ball out of May's hands. He's been late on a couple of fastballs here.
Entire season. See the airbender. Let's go. 2-2.
Big loss for that. It's like they've been without Walker Buehler, who's not only outstanding during the regular season, but he has money in the postseason.
Tony Gonzalez down right now with an ankle injury. Right, Pepe was out, so they're bereft of starting pitching. As you get past
Nimmo gets a full count. What Nimmo does best.
Damage too.
Daniel Hudson is out with a knee injury. So that is not a good 3-2 coming to Nimmo.
Nimmo grounds it. It's going to be a tough play. And he's safe. Infield single. And I think May got hurt there. No, he's okay.
Didn't get the ball and then went flying. He appears to be okay. And then goes on first.
All right, leadoff hit. Tough play for May. Nimmo and May never gets the ball, and Nimmo gets the infield single. Good hustle by Nimmo, as always.
And then he would have made the play. It's a 360.
First spin.
The landing wasn't great as well.
That's up next for he got hurt against the Mets. Going in foul territory, trying to pick the ball with the third, landed on his shoulder. Hey, Chris, good there.
Let's see.
Yep, show up in the third and leave in the seventh, right? That's their MO, right?
Already got 3 this year, which matches his
All right, come on.
last
Marte has been hitting a few hard balls, and they've just been unlucky so far with his at bats.
2 fly balls. The last one was hit hard to left. Spot by Taylor. Takes a fastball straight.
Left that right side of the infield wide open for when runners on first base for Freeman holding the runner on. Marte is very adept at the situation. Hit it. Even though he's good.
Come on, Starlin. Ooh.
Curveball bets it for a strike. That's 0-2.
They got Vargas playing up the middle. Big hole on that right side of the infield.
You're right, Chief. The Dodgers are shading more than most teams.
First attempt, throwing the first. Nimmo gets back safely.
Yet this year, but
It's been on base.
Come on, Starlin, let's go.
115 against you. That's going on base hits. Mets have had their share of base runners, 7 hits now, and 4 hits plus. And Marte's hit the back.
Oof.
It's a foul ball.
Hits the bat, but almost got his finger. Jeez, keep those hands safe.
Remember, he was hit right at Bullpen. Was he hit with the ball right on the back of the wrist? Fastball running in. It looked like it caught the knob again.
Ground ball. Oh, he throws it away. Wow. They got the out at second, but that was dangerous.
Now the ball went through Rojas. Vargas caught it and tagged Limbo before he touched the bag. That's
Wow.
what happened.
That was a crazy play, but they got the force at second.
Yeah, Rojas tried to make the play, but he didn't make it. And it goes to Vargas. See? And then he tags Limbo. Or tags the bag. Sorry, tags the bag.
Brandon slide. So Rojas at the ball.
Vargas has the ball. Yeah.
There goes Marte to throw to second.
And Marte steals. Ooh, I think he was safe.
That's a close play.
Let's see if they challenge it.
We'll see if the Mets challenge that. Austin Wynns, who already has a big hit tonight. His first game as a Dodger. And now he guns down Starling Marte. Is it because his hand came off the bag?
No, I don't think he kept the tag on him. He did not.
Mets didn't challenge 2 outs.
So 2 out.
Interesting.
And now Lindor checks a swing and a curveball. And he did not swing. 1-2.
It looked like he was safe. Ground ball should end the inning, and it does. Mets do not get a run in the 5th. Going to the bottom of the 5th, 5-3 Mets. Interesting 5th inning there for the Mets. Almost ball thrown away by May, but Vargas made a nice play to get back on that bag to get Nimmo, and then Marte tried to steal second, and it looked like the replay was safe. Well, Michael, that's not Buck's call, right? They got the replay guy telling him to challenge or not. So this is not on Buck. Buck don't see the replay. So, again, and we have one of the best replay guys in baseball. And, that was closer than the hit by pitch by Betts. That one, could have went either way, I would have challenged it. You would have got a guy in scoring position with 1 out. But if the replay guy says he's out, there's no point in challenging it. So we're going to the bottom of the 5th, 5-3 Mets. See if Peterson can still put in zeros. Hit and run, yeah, but again, that's like a dying play, hit and runs nowadays. Yeah, Richard, exactly. We made a lot of pitchers there. That's a good sign. That's when the Mets are going well. When the starters have problems staying in games longer, the Mets usually do well. And somebody that's a Dodger fan in the chat said that their bullpen hasn't been good, and I believe they have a couple of injuries as well. So the Mets are getting into a bullpen that's struggling as well. Yeah, Michael, it is old school, but again, I have no problem with Marte stealing in that spot. It looked like he was safe, but again, the replay guy told Buck don't challenge. All right, bottom of the 5th, 5-3 Mets.
Leads off against David Peterson.
Bottom of the order for the Dodgers.
Fastball. Rojas struck out on 3 pitches his first time. Up on a 5 for Peterson, who set down 7 in a row with a 2-run lead in the 5th. Bruce's feet on the slide. It's 2-0. Austin Wynns, who has the big hit for the Dodgers in this game, is on deck. And then Mookie Betts. He's looking for his first win of the season. He's had 2 leads in this game.
Ground ball should be an out. 1 out. Here we go. Good start.
Now a word from Duncan.
New Dunkin' Rewards. Save them, stack them, use them how you want. Not a member? Join on the app today.
That's the rare ground ball. It's a base hit that doesn't hit the mound. It's the way the mound is shaped. That kicks that towards the shortstop, not away from the shortstop.
Austin Wynns, who has made a good first impression for the Dodgers. As a free agent after the Giants released him. His first game as a Dodger, he has a 2-run double, and he's already thrown out a base run on a steal.
Come on, David.
Peterson ahead of 1-2 in the late swing foul. He's played quite a bit for the Giants as a backup catcher last year. 62 at bats and 250.
Michael, you didn't have a lot of complaints. He was terrible with the bullpen last year. Buck. And he strikes out, wins. 2 outs. Quick 2 outs for Peterson. 6 strikeouts for Peterson.
9 straight. Early right Dodgers have been in the postseason 10 straight seasons. 9 division titles at the wild card 2 years ago. Fell short back game to the Giants.
Come on, David. Betts is up. I have no problem with Betts with nobody on. It's when you want Betts up.
Said he wants to do it like the Dodgers did it. Building a team, building a farm system, making it sustainable. It doesn't seem goes. It's the focus of building at Dodger Stadium tonight. Rookie Betts just struck out, grounded out 0-2.
Popped it up. Is this going to stay in play? No, it's not. 1-2 count.
Again, 1-2.
Hello, America. How you doing?
Keep his pitch count reasonable.
I wouldn't say necessarily the injuries. Yeah, pitching wise, yeah. But
3 of those 16.
offense needs to pick it up a little bit more.
Love that. Peterson tonight. 1-2. Picking up an end. The Mets made a move with their bullpen. They called it Edwin Uceta. They got a waiver from the Pirates right after the start of the season. We'll see Quinto after his fine job yesterday. Sent back to AAA.
Ground ball. And that's a base hit up the middle. Nice piece of hitting by Betts.
Peterson have retired 9 in a row. Betts has the 5th Dodger hit of the week.
Change up, stay back. Like it kind of slowed his arm out.
Yeah, David Peterson kind of slowed his motion down there. Basically gave away that pitch. All right, so obviously Freeman's up. Dangerous hitter with a runner on. Tying run out the plate. Big batter here for Peterson.
Speed of Castro off the bench. Here's Freeman who fouls one back and pitch one again. Rounded out in the 3rd.
Come on, David.
That's at first. He has not stolen a base yet this year. Takes a little second. Yeah, Freeman skies this one deep left center. Back in the gap goes down.
God damn it. Freaking Freddie Freeman, man. 4 all these RBIs by him already. David Peterson with 2 outs does not get out of that inning. 5-5.
Freddie Freeman started the night with 1 home run and 3 RBIs.
Curveball right down the middle.
3 RBIs tonight.
Just got it over the fence.
Slider hanging down over the middle of the plate. Freeman going the opposite field.
Freeman when he sees the Mets, man, it's amazing.
Going against the Mets. 2 of them tonight.
Fucking Freeman, man.
Come on, the air just kept carrying the left center.
Freddie's eyes light up when he sees the Mets. It was over thus.
Sense of sprint.
Really is, Tezo. Really is.
Martinez on to second, line to second. So 18th career multiple home run game.
Ground ball should end the inning.
The overhand is the one hopper for Martinez.
And the inning is over once again. Freddie Freeman, another home run, 3 RBIs for Freeman to tie the ball game in the 5th, going to the top of the 6th. Tie ball game. It's absolutely amazing. I tell you, man. Fucking Freddie Freeman, man. It's just amazing what this guy does. It's really amazing. Wow. This is crazy with Peterson too. He looked good first 2 outs. Betts gets a 2-out hit, and then Freeman comes up. You don't want, again, like I said earlier, when Freeman hit the solo home run, you have him hit a home run, you want nobody on base. In that situation, you got a 2-run homer. Yeah, I mean, listen, you put up 5 runs, Mets might even put up more runs. You got to have your pitcher, don't give up that many runs. Like, it's crazy. That's the frustrating part. Usually this year with the Mets, they scored 5 runs or more. They only lost once when they scored 5 runs or more this year. So, the Mets, when they put up 5 runs, they usually win. One loss this year when putting up 5 runs or more. So, situation here where they got the 5 runs, clearly going to need more. Well, Michael, they really haven't. Olsen's been good for them, so. Jose, no. You see, this is why I don't understand some people. Just because a guy hits you well, you don't throw him, in the back of your numbers or throw him at a guy. Get him out. I mean, it's just simple. So the Mets will have up in the top of the 6th, Alonso, McNeil, Canna. Alonso's 2 for 2 on tonight. And see what he can do. And it's a ground ball. And quick one out. And Peterson slams his glove down, not happy at all.
Starting pitcher had his fair particularly well, but they're both still out there in the 6th inning. David Peterson allowed for the 6th. Jeff McNeil had an RBI single in the 4th that put the Mets in front. Takes fastball away from Dave. Ball 1.
Yeah, Michael, but Freeman's not a guy that's going to move off the plate because you pitch him up and in. It is a good game. Pitching hasn't showed up for either team, but the offenses have.
That's 5 runs, 7 hits. The Dodgers 5 runs, 6 hits. McNeil's first strike in, so 1-2. Coming.
And McNeil hits one down the line, fair ball. That's going to be a double. There you go. 1 out double for McNeil. Just on the line, fair ball.
He doesn't have a spit in the meter and spit out swing. And he could alter his swing.
All right. Man, it's going position 1 out. That's got opportunity here again. No, Michael, I agree with you. But again, Freddie Freeman's such a good hitter. It seems like it doesn't affect him as much as other hitters would be affected by that. Come on, Mark.
He's on top of the plate. It wasn't that far inside, really. And he's just quick. Did it out front. He's on top of the plate. That's why he looked like there's a crowd here. Most of us put that ball down.
Good eye. Yeah, offense is doing his job today.
Well, the Dodgers get some
But
bullpen
you got to keep on working here.
Garcia is loosening. 3 lefties in the Dodgers bullpen. Well, that's a kind of product doesn't make got down to earth there.
Good eye. 3-1.
He's definitely out of sorts. He's dismayed. There you go. Mark Ripper behind the plate is calling a high strike. I'm calling the low one.
Good count here for Canna. Ground ball. 2 outs. All right, Vogelback's coming up. 3 RBIs on the night. They might take on May here. They're bringing a lefty.
Thanks, Gary. Briggs also out west, down in San Diego. Top of the first, Austin Riley against Brian Weathers. That is fair and gone. A 2-run blast. His 4th season makes it 2-0. That's the score still now, Gary, in the top of the 8th.
Yep. Just like I said, they're taking out May because Vogelback has done well against him. And they're bringing in the lefty. So let's see if Buck makes the move here or leaves Vogelback in against the lefty. And again, this is a situation that always pisses me off about the DH platoon and why having a one-sided platoon with DHs where a batter can only do well against one hitter frustrates me because Vogelback has had a good night. Assuming Buck will probably bring in Tommy Pham in this spot to DH for Vogelback, but it sucks because Vogelback has had a good night. The first time he actually showed a pulse this year, and you got to take him out for a batter on the bench who's cold, and that's annoying. But again, Tommy Pham has been good this year, but Tommy Pham has been good when he starts, and it sucks because you have a nice. Vogelback has a good night, 3 RBIs, and you're taking him out in the 6th inning. It sucks, but Tommy Pham has been pretty good this year. He had a nice home run yesterday for us. Just good, he's been good for us. But Tommy Pham's probably going to DH here, unless Buck decides to say, "Hey, Vogelback has been hot. Let's see if you leave him in there and see what he does." I wouldn't do that. I would bring in Tommy Pham, but. This is the issue that you have with DH platoons. It just doesn't work in these situations because you would want Vogelback to be up with a good night in the 6th inning, but it's not going to happen. I understand, Jose, but at the same time, I mean, this ain't the 90s anymore. It's not, you don't go headhunting anymore. You just don't do it. A lot of these pitchers don't pitch inside anymore. They pitch, middle of the plate on the outside corner. There's not a lot of inside, chin music to get these guys off the plate. All right, so we got 2 outs. Let's see if Vogelback is in the game still or getting pinch hit for Tommy Pham. Yep, Tommy Pham is coming up. And he intentionally walked Tommy Pham for Brett Baty. Interesting. So if you just tuned in, first and second, Tommy Pham was intentionally walked, and Brett Baty is up now against the lefty. So first and second, 2 outs. Baty can hit lefties very well.
Second, Pham with first and 2 out. Baty swings and misses at first base.
Guys, interesting move by Buck Showalter. He originally had Eduardo Escobar out on deck to pitch hit for Baty, and after they walked Tommy Pham, Escobar went back into the dugout. Baty came on to hit.
Come on, Brett.
Deep induced Dave Roberts to pitch to Pham, but Dave was going to find it. Baty stays in the bat for himself. He's got the count over 2, which he was his last at bat before working
the 7-pitch at bat and getting a base hit. Now 1-2 against the left-hander. Tassie bounce the slider with 2.
A little bit of manager back and forth there, head games with new pitcher and a possible pinch hitter. Come on, Brett. And Baty checks his swing. 2-2. Baty has a good eye at the plate.
Last year pitched to a 2.15 ERA. Year before 2.25. He is very hard. 12 hits and 4 2/3 innings to start the year. 2 on, 2 out, 2 and 2 to Baty.
And Baty strikes out to end the inning. And the Mets do not score after threatening on the base path there. Going to the bottom of the 6th. 5-5 is the score. So we're just, that's a situation there where, you make a move. Again, this is the situation that I was talking about with the platoon situation, right? Daniel Vogelbach, 3 RBIs today, finally looks good at the plate for the first time this year. And you have to take him out because he can't hit lefties. And then in this situation, it benefited the Dodgers because they brought in Tommy Pham. So now you lose a player. You leave a guy who has been hot this game. Now he's gone out of the game. Now Tommy Pham in the 6th inning is now your DH, which is not a bad thing, but you see what happened there, right? You lose a player off your bench now. He's a DH now for the pinch hitter. He intentionally walked him, and now they had the opportunity of having a lefty facing a lefty in that situation. That kind of sucks. And that's the situation where, early, it's the middle of the game. You don't want to start pinch hitting that early, but you have to because Vogelbach can't hit lefties. If you had a guy up there that, can hit righties and lefties as a DH, you wouldn't be taking him out, And now the hottest hitter in your lineup today, who has the most RBIs on your team in this game, is out of the lineup now. That's the problem. So once again, guys, tie game going to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be I think Peterson's going to come back into this game. I don't think, I doubt they're going to put the bullpen in at this moment. I would put Peterson back out there for the 6th. The only guy that really killed him has been Freeman in this game. Nobody else really has except for Wins, the backup catcher's 2-out double. And Peterson is still in the game.
Lord leads off against David Peterson, who has struck out Taylor twice tonight. Simply to 2-1 and 5-3, but Freeman is front base. This game is tied. Peterson will get through the 6th inning for the first time this year. 5 2/3 in his last start against San Diego. Behind on Taylor with Muncy and Vargas to follow. Toward right field line, Marte with a long run.
And Marte makes the catch, 1 out.
Fair territory, almost ran too far. Overran it was right.
So SNY put up a video before the game where Steve Cohen, who's in LA right now, was talking to Scott Boras.
So 1 out with nobody out that last Muncy.
All right, 1 out.
For 2, he's single to center and fly to center.
Richard, I don't think we are. I don't think you are. Besides Freeman, Peterson has pitched well. He's the only one that really killed Peterson today. You get Peterson through the 6th inning. You got, your big guys in the bullpen for the next 3.
Once he takes the high second for a strike, it's 2-1.
Oh, shit. 6-5 Dodgers. home runs have killed Peterson in this ball game, and he gave up the go-ahead run. Muncy has been hitting for power, not much average, and he crushes that ball. Once again on the curveball for Peterson. I like that matchup too. Oh, it was a fastball, right? Oh, right down the middle. Yikes. Ouch. That's a shot. Whew. Well, they lead the league in home runs for a reason.
I mean, the guy with the lights knows that, so he shuts it off before it hits the stands. So,
imagine if it stayed at the ballpark. Exactly.
exactly.
That couldn't catch the ball because
It will
the
happen.
lights were off.
It will happen.
Just really wait for the ball to come down.
All right. Next, second time
Vargas is in the long run twice to
leading in the ball game.
This is when they
Ground ball, long throw for Baty, and he gets him. 2 outs. Nice play by Baty down the line. Get in the speedy Vargas. 2 outs. Whew.
It appears to still be in the air when the lights go out.
It was definitely here.
Imagine being the person in the stands where that ball is heading toward. Exactly. You can't see the ball because the lights are
Cupped on the head.
all they have to do is get hit once.
I mean, the fake championship in the pandemic, Bill? Come on.
We mentioned the dearth of
We all know that championship doesn't count.
this year. 3 of their first
60 games, no fans,
6
playoff bubble.
That's 18%. The league-wide average of pitchers.
You can disrespect him, and I just blocked just like everybody else. So you come on my channel being a dick. See ya. Let's not talk about a pandemic season. Seriously. If it wasn't for the fake season, the Dodgers would have choked like they always do. Let's be honest, their real championship was 88. Chase Thompson hits a long fly ball, should end the inning. And the Mets get out of the inning, but not before Max Muncy hit the solo home run to give the Dodgers the lead, top of the 7th. The Mets are trailing by 1. So Peterson, 6 runs in 6 innings. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, let's not talk about the 2020 World Series champions. Like, come on, please. Can we stop with that? Please. Right? The fake Lakers 2020 championship, right? Like, let's be honest. You know, that season doesn't even count. Like, let's be honest. Like I said, if you're a fan of that team, I understand. Like, again, if the Mets would have won the World Series in 2020, I would buy the shirts. I would buy the flag. I would buy a lot of stuff that said world champion. So I'm not getting on them because of that. But be realistic. It was 60 games with nobody in the ballpark. The Dodgers have been choking every single year as one of the best teams in baseball, and they haven't won since '88. So it's like, come on, come on, guys. Like, please, let's call it what it is. Like, I can't stand the Braves, but at least they won a real championship, right? I can't stand the Nationals, but at least they won a real championship. I mean, come on, like I have no problem, saying, hey, we're the 2020 champions. That's great. You're a fan. So I have no problem with that. Yes, I have no problem with, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I understand that, Joe, but don't pat yourselves on the back for a 2020 championship like it was a real season. Like, I understand that, but like, if they would have won a real season, then you get the credit that you deserve. But come on, Dominic Smith was one of the best hitters in baseball in the 2020 season. Do we see him as a great player? No. Like, come on. Like, it's crazy to me to think that. All right. So Mets got up 9-1-2. Let's see if they can come back in this ball game.
Alex Bessie got the final out of the 6th, stays on for the 7th to face Thomas.
Well, the Clowns come out at night. Well, that's what I'm saying, Joe.
short. Peterson's last 11 at bats. VENMO and Marte follow for the Mets in the seventh. Rough night for both starting pitchers. David Peterson, he had 6 runs and 7 hits, including
Yeah.
3 home runs.
You know, if you want to put an asterisk on the Astros for cheating, I mean, it's kind of a cheating season considering the fact that there's no fans. I mean, as much money as the Dodgers spent and as good as they have been over the years, never could get over the hump in a real 162 game season. Just saying. There you go, Joe. Yacobonis is warming up in the bullpen for the Mets.
Dylan Floro went to Miami, and Vetzia came over from Miami here to the
Interesting call. You know, where's Rayleigh? Where's Ottavino? Where's Drew Smith? Yeah, I agree, Michael. Like he says, I have no problem with putting Peterson out there, but Peterson's got to get the job done too. You can't always blame the manager when the job doesn't get done. The player has to get the job done as well. I don't know, President. No idea. I mean, did the Braves win the World Series in 2023? I don't remember if they did. 2022? I don't remember. Last time I checked, they lost to the Phillies, right? You won another division and didn't win a World Series. Like, come on. And he doesn't go. Nito gets a full count. God, I mean, the Brave fans come in here like idiots. Like, I never gave respect or credit to the Braves. I'm destroying the Dodgers because it's a fake championship. And Nito gets a base hit to lead off the inning. There we go. Let's see if they pinch hit for Nito, a pinch run for Nito, but I don't think they will. Yeah, if you're a pitcher, your team gives you 5 runs. You got to try to win that ball game, or at least pitch well, good enough. All right, nice at bat by Nito. Top of the order for the Mets. Here we go. Nemo squaring a bunt. Interesting. Yeah, and plus, I don't think they're going to take the catcher out, and then you only have one catcher left. They might have done that, but good eye. 2-0. I agree, Michael. I say that all the time.
No extra base hits. 130 batting there on base percentage. He'll get slider in for a strike. 2-1.
Opportunity here for the Mets here in the 7th. Top of the order. Leadoff man on.
He's at 350 against lefties so far this year. Short lead for Nito at first.
Ground ball. This might be a base hit. Yes. Infield single for Nimmo. First and second, nobody out for the Mets. Here we go.
Make contact. Something good might happen. Second infield hit for Brandon.
I'll take it.
One down the first baseline. This one down the third.
A little bleeded down the third base side. All right, here we go. I'll take it. Starler Marte, who's hit the ball extremely hard over the last couple of games. 0 for 3. Has not been lucky. See if he gets it done here.
Now, they're unsure on the infield. Freddie Freeman, let's see where he's
Come on.
positioned. So right now, he's at the cut of the infield.
Mets have come back on the Dodgers in this game already. See if they can do it again.
Corner infielder, a guy like Marte, he's going to butter swing. I want him swing. He's not bunting. I want him swing. There is no chance.
Infield is the first and third baseman is in. Marte is not bunting. Absolutely, Joe. He is due. I'm not sure why the first base and third baseman are in, but you hit that ball hard, it might go past them. Ooh. That was a nice pitch. I'm surprised they're leaving a lefty
Right
in
side
there.
of the infield is very inviting for Marte here. It looks pretty playing in like he is.
Ito at second, Nemo at first with nobody out. And
Good
Marte
eye,
takes
2-1.
one in. Ball, 2 balls and a strike. This is uncharacteristic numbers. He's not given up 14 hits in 5 innings this season. Dealing with 2 men on. The door on deck. Marte rifles one.
That's a base hit. Bases loaded, nobody out. Nito's going to stay at third. Here we go. 3 straight hits for the Mets to start the 7th. Lindor, Alonso coming up. Big opportunity here for the Mets here to break this game open. Try to tie up. Here it comes. All right, so call to the bullpen. So the right-handed Bickford is coming into the game. The right-hander, Lindor is going to be turned around, go back to batting left-handed. He was going to bat right-handed against the lefty, but bases loaded here. Nobody out in the 7th for the Mets. This is a situation here where Lindor has struggled, where he looks to do too much, over-swinging. But, a sac fly here Nito's at third, so you need a decent fly ball to get a sac fly there to get the run in. But this is a situation where you don't have to do too much. Even a slow ground ball to the right side scores the run and ties the game. Of course, we're all looking for a grand slam. I get it, but that's where Lindor gets in trouble here. You got nobody out. Don't try to do too much. The Mets haven't been good this year on bases loaded. I think they're batting a little over 100. I think like 150 on the season with bases loaded. They haven't been good with bases loaded this year. Again, they gotta be. Look, the guy's coming into the game. I don't know who Bickford. I don't know his numbers. They'll show him, but we'll see. Like sac fly here ties the game. Base hit here can score 2. So there's a lot of opportunities here for Lindor to get this game back on the Mets side here. Michael, Lindor has been pretty good, but it's just a matter of him in situations with a lot of opportunities to score runs here. He'll start over swinging. I don't want to see that from Lindor. He's been hitting better over the last week, so that's a good sign. But this is the inning here where you got to take bases loaded, nobody out. 1 run. All right, you tie the game, but 1 run would be a disappointment. 2 runs or more is what you need. Got to go into the bottom of the 7th with the lead. All right, so here we go. Bickford's coming in for the Dodgers, the right-hander. Bases loaded, nobody out for Lindor in the top of the 7th. Mets down 6-5. Here we go.
Francisco Lindor hurrying into the batter's box needs to be alert by 8 on the clock. It's 11. Bases loaded, nobody out. Mets down.
Come on, Frankie.
Bickford's 7th outing of the year. And he gets the first slider in at a clock violation.
Clock violation. Oh, the ball was called. Mets tie the game. Yes. Tie game. Balk by the pitcher. Tie game.
Play umpire Mark Ripperger called the balk against Bickford on his first pitch. And Dave Roberts to talk about it. You're not supposed to be able to argue a balk any more than you're allowed to argue a ball or strike call. I guess he wants
We'll take it.
Of what it was.
So I'm assuming he didn't start his. Let me see what he did. We'll see. We'll get if a replay here. Hebrew, doesn't matter how you win, it's did you win. Remember that. All right, get him out of the game here. Let's go. So Mets tie the game on the balk. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out for Lindor.
Chief is Dan Bellino. He's the second base umpire, and he has not come in to join the conversation, allowing Ripperger to deal with this on his own. Let's look at it and see what we see.
Let's see. Oh, yep. Yep, he did balk. He moved his front foot. So the new rules, you're not allowed to make that extra step. And he made that extra step before he started his motion. So that is a balk on the new rules. Come on, Frankie. Break this game open. Ground ball? That's all right. Lead runner. 7-6 Mets. There we go. And he moved the runner over to third as well. Good job, Frankie. 7-6 Mets. Good job. Productive outs. I'll take it all the time.
They did call it on that. He did the same exact thing that pitch. Same exact thing.
All right, we got one out there with Marte at third. Pitcher coach coming out. Talk to the pitcher. One out. Once again, the Mets take the lead in the seventh. Good offensive performance by the Mets. See if the pitcher can hold up here. Once again, guys, hit on that like button if you haven't already. Mets lead 7-6. First, the tie the game with a balk, and then Lindor hits a ground ball to first base, and the runner scores to give the Mets the lead. One out, Marte on third, Alonso up. ERA for the Dodgers this year, bullpen-wise, 4.76, 13th in the NL. Come on, Pete. Pete's 2 for 3 on the day. Ooh, he was on that slider. Yeah, it says, I don't know why they call the balk. I didn't see nothing else. Infield is in for the Dodgers. Good eye, good eye, good eye. Pete's been good in situations like this, not trying to hit home runs here. Base hit here gets another run for the Mets. Base hit, baby. All right, Pete. 8-6 Mets. 3 runs in the inning for the Mets. Pete Alonso with another big base hit for the Mets. 8-6 Mets. 3 runs in the 7th inning. 2-run lead for the Mets. There we go. Pete Alonso's looking for that MVP, baby. Another breaking ball, and Pete has been on them breaking balls. You know what Pete's been doing a lot better, which has been his problem over the years? He is staying back on the sliders. Huge this year for Pete. All right, Jeff McNeil up 1 out, man on first. 8-6 Mets. McNeil 2 for 3, starting to get hot here.
Alonso with his 3 hits tonight is now hitting .389 lifetime at Dodger Stadium with 7.
Come on, Jeff.
In 13 games.
Don't swing at that crowd.
Bradley getting ready to bullpen. David Peterson went 6. He's now pitcher of record on the long side despite giving up 6 runs.
I told you, just outlast the other pitcher.
Come on, Jeff. Let's go, baby.
He did. They went 5 2/3. He went 6. Last team to bat wins the game. 1-2 to McNeil.
Good eye. Yep, absolutely, Michael. Everything that Pete needed to improve on every year, he's been getting better on all of it. We'll talk about it after the inning is over, quickly, about Pete Alonso's getting better in things. And McNeil fouls it off.
After the rough start last year, they went 74-33. And, you know, maybe
1 out, guys. Jake, 1 out, 1 out. Peterson's out of the game already, buddy.
13-4 to begin the year. Mets are trying to stay 2 games behind them.
Yeah, it does on game day, but it's so small. I can't make it bigger, unfortunately. And McNeil pops it up. Should be 2 outs. Yeah, the new game day kind of is annoying because they make it so low, so small now. When I try to zoom in on it, it looks terrible. but I'll try it. See how it looks.
Another rough night for the Athletics pitching staff. Cubs have replaced the Mets in
Like
town.
that's how it looks.
Cubs have
Like you get the feet of the batter.
10-1 in the
So
eighth.
and it's still very small, so it really doesn't do much, unfortunately.
Canada's 1 for 3 on base and scored a run in the second.
All right, come on, Mark.
Six.
Mets have scored 3 runs in the inning in the 7th.
Look is close
Took a
down.
2-run lead.
A third of an inning allowed 3 runs, 3 hits.
Richard, I don't think it's the antibiotics, buddy. I think it's just the small game day. Come on, Mark, face it.
They did it all last year. Come from behind.
Bigfoot falls off so violently toward first base. It'd be impossible for him to field a comeback.
Exactly, Michael. Come on.
Twice. Make things happen.
Nito got this one started with a base hit, and then Nimmo against a tough lefty made contact and got an infield hit, and then set the wheels in motion for what right now is a 3-run inning.
Hey, Juan, how you doing? This is not a game the Mets normally play.
If we're trying to put this
A close, high-scoring game.
he needs conversation with Austin.
And another pitch and mound visit by the catcher.
With the Dodgers, it's not like he was in spring training or the minor leagues. They signed him basically yesterday.
What's up, Daniel?
Catching all these guys for the first time.
It's really a 2-pitch pitcher. I mean, it shouldn't be too difficult for him to do that. Bickford had to step off there, not because he
Come on.
had to pitch. It's because he was at 3 seconds. He wasn't ready to pitch.
Come on, Mark.
Got been thrown by the Dodgers in this game.
Down to 2 more mound visits.
Ken went bit to bed.
So the
Ken can't stay up late at night.
visits the other day.
Fam is on deck, yes. Which is a good spot for Fam. This guy throws a lot of breaking balls right into Fam's wheelhouse. But Canada's got to get on to make that happen.
Well, with the pitch clock, you're going to have teams using more mound visits.
Ooh, nice swing by Canada.
The first couple of years that rule was off that mound visit limit, nobody really came close to it. But now, because guys need a break, sometimes you have to use those mound visits.
Well, I got work in about an hour and a half, so.
Lines will be running. Freeman will play behind it with 3 and 2.
Tanya, I'll take it.
And Canada takes
Ooh,
ball 4.
Canada gets almost hit, but it's ball 4, and here comes Tommy Pham. First and second, 2 outs. Yeah, well, Tanya, you know what? My predictions for the before the season with the records, I picked the Cubs to be the surprise team. I'm not saying winning the division, but a team that can probably fight for a wild card spot. Cubs got some good talent there. You know, they're still young, up and coming. You know, they're not there yet, but you never know. There's always a surprise team, and I think the Cubs are going to be a surprise team. Come on, Tommy.
1 for 3 with a home run against Bickford, and he throws 1 foul, nothing wrong.
Yeah.
The 8th man up.
But like I said, the Mets are scoring runs, and they're not even doing what they do best. Well, actually, they are. They get it on base. But the Dodgers don't walk a lot of people, and they haven't. The Mets have just put good at-bats together. Come on, Tommy. There you go. I think he is. Stroman pitched well this year so far.
Yeah, got out here a couple of days after us.
Yes. I have an alibi.
Yes, it's an okay hike. Anybody said anything more? Alibi hike?
No, I'm not hurt.
Yeah, Jeff, you ain't kidding. I mean, I would have liked to get some sleep since I work overnight, but you do it for the Mets.
1-2 to Pham, and he lays off the
Ball 2.
starter. 2-2.
Oh, how nice. West Coast is pretty good, man. You don't get late games at all.
Feel for you, 'cause everybody watching back at home, they're all yawning as they watch the game, but it's been a compelling game, so yeah, keeping everybody up on Monday night. 2 out, 2 on, 2 to Pham. And
Ball 3. All right, so the runners will be going on the pitch. Base hit will definitely score Pete Alonso. Anything in the gap or down the line will score 2. Come on, Tommy.
Alonso and Canada gets in to take off. 3-2 to Pham.
Ball 4. Nice at bat by Tommy Pham. Bases with Brett Baty coming up. Are they going to take out Bickford here? big spot for Baty again. Again, like I said today, guys, Alvarez found guys with runners on base, and they're taking out the pitcher. All right, so they're going to make another pitch and change. I'm assuming another lefty for Baty. So, once again, as I said before the game, and the lefty is coming into the ball game to face Brill against Baty. So, like I said before the game, Alvarez, when he first came up, is every game he played, it seemed like there was runners on base or runners in scoring position for him. Once again, Baty, this is 5 guys he's had on base in his at-bat so far in one game. Actually, yes. No, excuse me, 6. And he got the 1 RBI so far. So Baty has put up good at-bats. Every at-bat, even though he struck out his last at-bat, he worked the pitcher to the 3-2 count. But this is what you got to do. What the Mets do well is get the starters out early. And again, the Dodgers have an over 4.36 ERA bullpen this year. So they're a bullpen that's not good right now. What the Mets do well is work the pitch count of the starters and get to their bullpen. Yes, that's all it was. So here we go. Waiting for the pitch and change to be done and the commercial to come back. Yeah, like I said, Baty's going to be a good hitter. Like, you could just see that the poise at the plate. Like, even when he makes an out, it looks like he puts a good at-bat together. Like, he's not going to get himself out. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's wrist soreness? I mean, Jesus. And he was pitching a no-no, too. So, once again, guys, we got 152 in the stream right now. Always love the channel going on the West Coast trips. And I appreciate that. Just waiting for the game to come back. And Baty will have the bases loaded with 2 outs, with the Mets taking an 8-6 lead so far. 3 runs in the 7th inning so far. They're showing a replay of the 2015 NLDS when Familia struck them out to go to the NLCS against the Cubbies.
Okay, so the Syndergaard came in, gave them a great inning of relief. Jerry's Familia, 2 innings.
Here we go, guys.
Heroics of Daniel Murphy. Not only hitting a home run, but stealing.
All right, here we go. Baty facing another lefty. He's going to see a lot of this. Base hit here can probably score 2.
2 out to face Brett Baty with the Mets up 8-6 in the 7th. And a first pitch slider for a strike, 0-1.
Last year, Rule was awfully tough on left-handers, hitting low, less than 200 off Rule.
Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo.
And Baty chases a slider 0-2.
2 at-bats in a row that they have made sure that they have a lefty in against Baty. Vessia struggling out with the fastball in the 6th. Rule throwing him slopping, getting ahead of 1-2.
Flies it out. Should end the inning. And it does. Baty flies out to center, but not before the Mets scored 3 runs to give the Mets an 8-6 lead, bottom of the 7th. Let's see who the Buck brings in to the game. And once the game comes back on, I'm going to be right back. And then, yeah, hey, listen, look. In situations like that, I'd rather somebody put the bat on the ball, and you never know what can happen. A defense can make a mistake or make an error. I hate when people strike out in those situations. But again, Baty went down 0-2 quickly. Again, this is what teams are going to do. If they have a lot of lefties in the pen, they're going to lefties with Baty here. Baty's looked good against lefties in the minors. I think he's batting 250, 260. So he can hit lefties. But again, let's see if he can hit major league lefties. It's a big difference. But listen, Baty's at-bats have been pretty good. You can tell he's confident at play, and I have no problem with that. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Like I said, he didn't strike out in that spot, right? He had a 1-2 count. Could have easily struck out swinging. But you know what? He puts the bat on the ball. All you can ask for, look, what happened if that center fielder would have dropped the ball? That's 2 runs right there, right? Put the bat on the ball. The defense has to make the play. 99 times out of 100, the center fielder catches the ball. But that one time, he might drop it. You know, something gets in his eye, he loses the ball in the sky, whatever. Well, Buck already said he's going to play every day. And the reason why Buck said that is because Baty's a Buck guy. The reason why I say that is because you've seen in spring training how much Buck talked so well about Baty, but didn't really bring up a lot of positives with the other guys. He loves Baty, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. Yes. No, right. Rayleigh's coming in the ball game, guys. And the Mets have the bottom of the order. It's 8-9-1 for the Dodgers here. Rayleigh's coming in. So, guys, I'll be right back. Listen to the game.
6 and 7. David Peterson. 6 innings, 6 runs allowed, 3 home runs.
Right down the middle. 2 fine hitters, all to left-handers.
Pitching decisions presented by Sage, the official finance software partner of Major League Baseball. Brooks Raley got 2 outs on Saturday in Oakland in his last outing.
Those took him 5 pitches, though.
Plays 8-9-1 the Dodger order. Miguel Rojas leads off in the home 7th and takes the fastball strike. Raley's last batter was that audit bat against Kevin Smith, where Smith was called for a clock violation for a second strike. But it didn't seem like anybody in the ballpark knew that, including the catcher, Francisco Alvarez. 3rd strike in the dirt. He was straightening up like he was going to throw that to the pitcher. And they were, I got to throw it to first. And he almost threw down the right field line. And Alonso made a diving catch. The big Raley's outing ended his last time out. To Rojas, who struck out and grounded out. Austin wins on deck. And then Mookie Betts for the Dodgers in the 7th.
All right, let's see.
Second trade has been change-ups.
Come on, Brooks.
It seems like both those pitches have been a little off. That was a good cutter there. So he ordered both those pitches when he pitched in Korea.
Drew Smith is warming up in the bullpen. And really, another nice pitch, but Rojas fouls it off.
David Peterson went 6, allowed 6 runs, 7 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts, and 3 home runs. And with all that, he stands to be the winning pitcher. Bullpen can get 9 outs.
You're not going to go to Ottavino in the 7th, but Ottavino should be for the 8th. But again, it depends on, like Buck's going to look at the analytics there. Does he like Drew Smith against them with certain batters? We'll see. Ground ball. 1 out.
High-speed hitting brought to you by Spectrum One. Max Muncy hit one out of sight. So high and so far that he turned the lights out. Freeman said 2 home runs tonight. Thomas Nito with the hardest hit ball for the Mets. His base hit that started that 3-run 7th. Here's Austin Wynns, who had a 2-run double back in the 2nd. In his first at bat as a Dodger. And he takes the backdoor slider for a strike, 0-1.
I think Drew Smith's warming up here just to be safe if Raley gets into any trouble here.
One of those parts in the lineup where this is a big out. Why? You don't want him on base in front of the Betts. Because Raley will stay in because he's going to have to face Freeman as well.
Interesting to see how Buck handles back in his bullpen. David Robertson's worked the last 2 days, so it's almost certain we will see him. Drew Smith is up behind Raley, and then you presumably have Ottavino ready for the night. 1-1 to Wins, and he reaches for 1 and fouls it off.
Foul ball. 1-2. So yeah, they just said that Robinson worked 2 nights in a row, so it looks like that Robinson might not be available tonight. And it looks like Ottavino's probably going to close tonight, so it's going to be Raley and Smith if Raley can get out of this inning here.
2 coming. This is where we change it up. It's 2-2.
Yeah, but you know what, Hebrew? 8 runs, you should win this ball game with no issue. That's the problem.
2-2 coming.
And he strikes him out. Nice pitch. 2 outs.
He was frozen pizza. That was a good pitch. 2 out and nobody on. Road ahead presented by your Tri-State Cadillac Jitters. Night game tomorrow.
I mean, Hebrew, you could say that about any team, though. You know, you take Judge off the Yankees wouldn't be good, right? So here we go again. 2 outs. Same situation Peterson was in. Got to get Mookie Betts out here. Don't want Freeman coming up with the tying run.
Strange to see Mookie Betts blowing on his hand in Los Angeles.
58 degrees right now. It's 58, but there's no wind, so it's not uncomfortable.
Popped it up. It's a little, Marte should have it. And they end the inning. So good 7th inning for Raley. Mets still have a 2-run lead, 8-6. So once again, if you didn't hear what Gary Cohen said, because Robertson pitched 2 days in a row, he's probably not available today, most likely. And then that was the big reason why the Mets Buck was trying to stay away from Robertson yesterday to have him for games like this. But you know, the Mets made it interesting yesterday, and Robertson had to come in and get the job done and get the save. So it's looking like it's going to be Drew Smith in the 8th and Ottavino in the 9th. So again, Drew Smith, I like Drew Smith in clean innings, but he's going to be facing Freeman to start the inning. But again, I'd rather face Freeman with nobody on because a home run does not hurt us, doesn't give up the lead in that inning. So Drew Smith's getting the bottom of the order there. The top of the order there. I mean, they're gonna have up. Let's see. Sorry, that was my fault. They're gonna have up Freeman, Martinez, and Taylor. So, again, all you want is Freeman to be up with nobody on because Freeman can't tie the game there, and that's what you want at the moment. Yep, it is a big spot for Smith, 100%. Smith has his moments. Like I said, Smith, for the last couple of years, besides injury, April has been his best month, and then he starts to, struggle after that. So, it's still April, but, this is a spot here where Smith, if you get Freeman out, your odds are pretty good to get out of that inning because, you got Taylor, who is dangerous, but still. So James Outman is playing left field now for the Dodgers, and the lefty's still in there, and Nito's leading off, 9-1-2 for the Mets. Nito started the inning last inning by getting a base hit to start that 3-run rally. Come on, Tomas.
Slider in for a strike from Rule. 0-2. We're going to final out of the 7th, retiring Baty in the fly ball with the bases loaded. VENMO and Marte to follow for the Mets in the 8th. Nito takes back for
Michael, you're not going to pitch around Freeman when you have a 2-run lead. If you have a 2-run lead going into the 8th, a solo home run doesn't hurt you. You still have the lead.
3 runs, 3 hits. He's picked for a record on the short side. Pickford didn't know much. 2/3 of an inning, a hit and 2 walks. 3 inherited runners to score. And here we are. VENMO next. 2-2 to Nito.
And Nito hits one in the gap, but right to the center fielder, 1 out.
See what's coming up on PointsBet postgame live. The late night guys, Gary, Todd.
Yes, indeed, Garrett, very good night for the Mets bat so far, and that includes.
I would like more runs too. 2 runs is still scary.
And what he's doing to have
No, Richard, of course not. Obviously, Drew Smith's going to try to get him out, but again, you're not going to pitch around Freeman to put the tying run come to the plate. That makes no sense. Because Chris Taylor, even though he's struggling, does have some power. All right, come on, Brandon. Agree, Christina. Shelby Miller's warming up in the bullpen for the Dodgers. And Nimmo gets a base hit. That's in the gap. That could be a double. This might be a triple. And that's a one-out double for Nimmo. 3 for 5 for Nimmo today. Mets got another runner in scoring position with 1 out with the big boys coming up. All right, Marte. And that's a ground ball that's shortstop. God damn it. Oh, nice play. 2 outs. Damn, that was a nice play by Rojas. Marte's mad at himself here. He thought he was going to get a hit there. All right, so another pitching change. Shelby Miller's coming in for the Dodgers. God, they do a lot of pitching changes too. Oof. No, the runner didn't advance. The runner's still on second. It was hit to short. There was no way he was going to advance there. So now we got Lindor up with 2 outs. A spot here. Again, the reason why Lindor was so good last year was because of his 2 outs at bats. And that was the thing that we talked about a lot with Lindor last year. 2 outs. If there was people on base, Lindor was extremely clutch for 2 outs. And if there was nobody on base, he found a way to get on base for Pete Alonso with 2 outs in games last year. And he did this a couple of times this year already. So Alonso has been money with 2 outs this year, either with men on base or with trying to get on base for Pete Alonso to come up with 2 outs. So let's see what he does here. Again, another pitching change for the Dodgers. The Mets lead 8-6 in the top of the 8th. Drew Smith is warming up in the bullpen to pitch the 8th inning. The Dodgers will have up 2-3-4 in their lineup. And if you just tuned in, that David Robinson is not going to be available tonight because he pitched multiple days in a row. So Ottavino is looking like he's going to get the save situation in the 9th if that comes up. And Drew Smith's going to be the 8th inning guy. Big opportunity here for Drew Smith. So if you bet on the total, the over 8.5, you kind of won that already. All right, so here we go. 2 outs, Lindor up, man on second.
Even though the read doesn't seem live, it is live.
So Shelby Miller has been one of their better pitchers in the bullpen. No home runs, 7 strikeouts, 6 walks. No earned runs allowed.
Traded by the Braves for Dansby Swanson and Ender Ciarte to Arizona, at which point he broke. And he's been trying to fight his way back ever since.
And Lindor hits a shot, but it's up in the air, and it should end the inning. And it does. Oof. Lindor just missed that curveball. Got under it, and that is the end of the 8th. The Mets still lead 8-6. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Juice Mate coming in. Yeah, Lindor just missed that. That was a pitch to crush. Just got under that. Just got under that, man. So that was an at-bat that Lindor just missed that pitch. Got a little under it. A little bit more on top of that ball. That ball is probably over the fence. He got good wood on that pitch, but unfortunately, that's baseball, Susan. So with that said, guys, bottom of the 8th, Drew Smith coming up. Mets got 2-run lead. See if the Mets can hold them off here and get the game 1 of the series, and that's always what you want to do in a series to get game number 1. And if the Mets pull out this win, the Mets on the West Coast trip will start 4-0 if it happens. So here we go. Christina, I'm always nervous. There's not a day I don't watch the Mets and I'm not nervous. It's just the way it is, man. Oh, it's just the way it is. We live and die with this damn team. 7 o'clock start, 10 o'clock start, 4-hour game, 3-hour game. You know what's funny? The Mets have the pitch clock now. No, the baseball has the pitch clock now, yet the Mets, 2 out of the last 3 games had over 3-hour games. And even this game, what is it? It's about 2 hours and 20 minutes into the game. The Mets have been playing one of the longest games in baseball so far this year. Committee, I hope so, man. To your lips, to God's ears. Well, if they don't make you great, they'll definitely make you bald. All right, just waiting for the commercial to come back. Once again, guys, bottom of the 8th, 2-3-4 for the Dodgers in the 8th. Drew Smith coming in, 8-6 Mets. All right, here we go. And Rayleigh staying in the game to pitch to Freeman. I like this. I like this. Why not? Trying to get out Freeman here. Quickly 0-2. So if you're just tuning in or don't realize, Rayleigh is still in the game to pitch to Freeman. Very interesting. No, not a bad idea at all. You know, again, you don't want Freeman, Freeman hits a home run here. It's a 1-run ball game, but you don't want him to get on base either. But Freeman has a really good eye, too. Yeah, it's about 2-3 months. Come on. This is a big spot here. Got to keep Freeman off the bases here. Oh, just outside. Oh, 0-2 came 3-2 now. Can't walk him here.
Challenged him, right? Up 2 runs.
That is the way pitchers are supposed to pitch, but that's not the way they always pitch. 3-2 coming.
Oh, God damn it. Damn. That was a great pitch by Rayleigh, too.
Martinez will come up with the tying run.
Nice barehand by Baty here. No chance. Very nicely done.
See if they're going to keep Rayleigh in the ball game here. Interested in not bringing in Drew Smith here. So Rayleigh's still in the game.
Better hitter against lefties, although he's not on top of his game yet this year.
Shut up, Ronnie. Nice pitch. All right, Rayleigh got another 0-2 count here. Yeah, very possible we can get a double play here if you hit it on the ground.
He's 35 years old now. It's to be seen how he's going to produce for LA.
Also, remember, one of the most deliberate hitters in the game took forever in between pitches.
Big adjustment for him this year. Two coming to Martinez.
Strike 3, yeah, nice pitch. 1 out. Nice pitch by Rayleigh to strike out Martinez. All right, Buck sticking with Rayleigh here. Very interesting.
That pitch has really been
shoulder on that changeup. Those mechanics there were perfect.
All right, James Outman, the lefty. Good start so far for the Dodgers here. Got to be careful here. Kid got power.
Two rookies that play just about every day for LA. With Miguel Vargas, the other. Slider taken down, ball to strike.
Hope so, Jim.
7th round pick out of Cal State Sacramento. Just 4 games last year with the Dodgers, getting a full look this year. It's this one out to right field.
Oh, shit. It's stuck in the bottom of the wall, so it's going to be second and third.
That's going to be a ground rule double. Marte was getting ready to play it off the scoreboard fence, and it got stuck in the padding.
I mean, is it unusual that one of the umpires would run out there to check it? No, the ball was ripped. No one's going to check.
It's a ground rule double for Outman. Dave Roberts wants to know exactly what happened, but clearly it did not go out of the ballpark. It stuck and disappeared.
That ball was a hanger.
There it is, going right behind the pad and the bottom of the score. So the time runs are in scoring position with one out. Max Muncy coming up.
All right, the dangerous hitter in Muncie here. Probably going to keep Rayleigh in here. Got to be careful here. Well, tying runs in scoring position here.
This is 7th of the year. His 3rd against left-handed.
And he pops it up. Shallow center, 2 outs. Oof, that's a big out there. One more. And Buck is coming out to take him out for Drew Smith. Bringing in the right-handed here with 2 outs. Interesting spot here to bring in Drew Smith with runners on. Yeah, that was a hanger. Muncie missed that pitch. That wasn't a good pitch, but Muncie got under that ball. So we're in the bottom of the 8th. 8-6 Mets. The Dodgers are threatening with runners in scoring position, 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs now. Buck is taking Rayleigh out of the game, and Drew Smith is coming in. And Vargas is at the plate. And this is a guy here, a ball on the ground. You got to get to that ball quickly to first because he can run. You know, he can beat out an infield hit there. So you got to be careful with his speed as well. So Mets don't make it easy at all. But still in the driver's seat here with the lead. Well, what I worry about with Drew Smith is that he usually comes in clean innings, not with runners on. So, again, you know, he's coming in now, so you're counting on him, but we'll see. Well, Mark, he threw 35 pitches, and you got Vargas up, who I wouldn't have kept Rayleigh in anymore at that point. You know, Rayleigh, for the most part, did his job. You know, what you worry about a little bit is Drew Smith likes to throw those sliders in the dirt. So you got to be careful with, you know, the pass ball that you worry about. But we'll see. Bottom of the 8-6 Mets, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs for the Dodgers. Drew Smith in the ball game to try to get out of the 8th here. Here we go, guys.
All means due. Let's face Kershaw tomorrow. You got all the local teams in action in the winter sports postseason. Big spot for Drew Smith trying to get 1 key out.
All right, Drew Smith is in here.
He pitched on Saturday as well.
Well, yeah, Mark, but you know what? 30 pitches is a lot for, really as well. So Miguel Vargas, the righty, 0 for 3 today, but again, a very speedy guy. Anything on the ground, you got to get that ball over the first quickly. Come on, Drew. Good first pitch. Outman is pretty quick on second committee. Come on, Drew.
2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and Smith trying to strand his 2-run. 1-1 to Vargas.
Nice pitch. Low outside corner. Great pitch. He gave up on that pitch on the outside corner. All right, one more strike, Drew. Come on.
1-2 coming to Vargas.
Yeah. All right, Drew. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Did not play with the slider, throwing him all fastballs in that at bat right there. 8-6 going to the top of the ninth. Great pitching by Drew Smith. Drew Smith is a guy who has a really nice slider, but he also has a nasty fastball. And he did not play in that at bat. He didn't throw no breaking balls. All 4 pitches were fastballs. Struck out Vargas to end the inning and killed the rally for the Dodgers. Nice. All right, guys, let's get a couple more runs here, please. I'd be very happy if we get another run or two. Woof. Jesus. And you know what's even worse? I mean, it's great to have, but it's still crazy, right? We got Mets baseball that, every day it's like a adventure. It's like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. But we got the Knicks tomorrow. We got the Rangers tomorrow. Oh, my God. I'm going to be nuts. And there's going to be a stream tomorrow, guys, but I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be at work. So you're going to have that streamer, subscriber controlled stream tomorrow for the Dodger game. So, again, the audio will be on for SNY. The game day would be up, and you guys would be controlling the stream basically through the chat. So you guys are going to be the main event in the chat tomorrow. And a lot of people seem to like that. I did it last year a couple of times, and I did it once this year. Last year, I did it with the 2 games against the Angels in LA, and it was pretty cool. Well, yeah, Mark. Well, see, that's the problem with Drew Smith. He's got an electric fastball, but he loves his slider. In that spot, with a guy with Vargas, who you clearly seen, he was behind those fastballs. Why throw him a slider and speed up his bat, right? So that was a perfect and this is why you need Nito as a catcher sometimes too, because in that spot maybe Alvarez will say, hey, let's throw a breaking ball here. Nito was like, listen, this batter is not catching up to his fastball. Why throw anything else? Here we go, guys. Pete Alonso up. 8-6 Mets, top 9. Once again, guys, 9th inning. Let's hit on that like button. Come on, Pete.
6 runs and 9 hits. We're now in the 9th. And Miller gets fastball in for a strike.
3 singles for Pete Alonso today. 297 average. I love that more than the home runs. I love that average for Pete. There you go, Pete. Yeah, I'll be happy with another run. 2 runs scare me.
Texas, Cubs, Pirates, Giants, and now with the Dodgers, he's gotten off to a great start. He's pitched 7 innings at relief and given up only 1 hit. They had Alonso 0-2.
Good eye, Pete.
Except the perfect pitcher coach. A guy who sort of had the exact same experience.
Ottavino warming up in the bullpen. We'll be getting the 9th for sure. Christina, let's hope so. Let's hope it doesn't happen. We need more runs. Ooh, pull that low strike. Strike 3. 1 out.
and drums at those close calls.
All right, Jeff McNeil had a nice night.
Yet to see him lose it.
Nice to see Jeff McNeil have a good offensive performance here. 2 for 4 coming up in his fifth at bat.
One out of nobody out. Here's Jeff McNeil, who singled and doubled tonight. He's driven a run. He uses his timeout.
And McNeil uses his timeout.
Ticking down. Going to the fifth Dodger pitcher of the night. And he spins one in for a strike, nothing one.
Great breaking ball, and he also threw north of 95. He's at his best.
Oof. Yeah, fouls it off. Hits off the umpire.
Keith, when we're in San Francisco, it's great. The umpires that have retired are still around the game. Ed Montague is there. He said to say hello to you. Brian Corman is here tonight.
I saw Brian.
0-2 to McNeil.
Brian started the year I retired.
10 umpires retired since last season. 7 new crew chiefs and 10 more full-time umpires in the game. Shane Levin's partner was the first base umpire tonight. He might have been filled in last year, now a full-time umpire.
0-2.
Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, the Dodgers will have a lower third of the order due on. That's Thompson, Rojas, and Wins. They've got 2 left-hand hitters on the bench. David Peralta, who had the game-winning hit for the 2 nights ago.
Oh, that's a shot. That's in the gap. That should be a double. All right, Jeff. McNeil 3 for 5. Second double of the night. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. McNeil is starting to get hot, ladies and gentlemen.
Especially if you're from here.
There we go.
McNeil looking sharp.
Mark Canna coming up.
With VENMO, that has exploited the kind of
Let's get that extra insurance run.
Mookie Betts towards the line and Trace Thompson towards left field.
So many base hits in this game. Breaking balls.
So 14 hits now, looking for some insurance with Mark.
Come on, Mark.
And a single that walked to that one.
Oh, try to pick Jeff McNeil off second.
So they got stuck off second base. So they got Peralta on the bench, they've got Hayward on the bench, and I would think without Avino likely to be pitching the bottom of the ninth, we'll see one or both of them.
Oh, that almost hit Cannon, but it didn't. 1-0.
Slightly leaning his body in as he turns away. So he lead the league in getting good by pitches. There's Avino. Smith got one big out in the eighth.
Good eye, good eye.
Yesterday, in the 10th inning, where the Mets took the lead. They were getting Robertson ready, but they were ready to leave Yonker bonus in if they had gotten a bigger lead. So like, how big a lead would you imagine this happened? So, 3-5.
Nice slider. Kind of swings over it.
If the Mets were to score a bunch of runs here, they would probably try to save up, 28 pitches on Saturday. Save for tomorrow and Andrew Smith out there tonight. Keeping his off the dugout. Field dancing off second.
And kind of takes a strike there.
Base runners doing that, dancing around off the bases. Nobody does it worse than the Diamondbacks. Everybody who gets on base for them is
Come on, Mark.
jumping around like they're about to run.
It's a very collegiate thing you'll see in college baseball.
Ball 3.
That's 3-2.
Another nice at bat by Cannon here.
Diamondbacks have such a young team. Many of those guys are just out of college.
Tommy Pham's on deck.
Who walked his last time up.
Cannon hits one right to center. Damn it. Hits it hard. But right at the center fielder, 2 outs. Good at bat by Canna. Tommy Pham coming up.
Tommy Pham up for the third time. He has won both his plate appearances, but it was an intentional run.
A big run to pick up the 2 outs.
Come on, Tom.
Last 10 innings, yeah, got to put that up there. That's right.
I think about that bottom of the ninth. We've got Betts coming up fourth of the inning and Freddie Freeman fifth.
Oof, that was a pitch to hit. He missed it. Yep, they're pitching a fan, Christina.
He'll at second with 2 on.
Tommy hits one to center. It should end the inning. Damn it. All right. So last licks for the Dodgers, up by 2 runs. Both hits were hit pretty decent to center field, but they didn't get that run in. Now it's a 2-run lead still, going to the bottom of the ninth. Adam Ottavino coming in to try to save it for the Mets and take game 1 of the series. So he didn't get that insurance run, but we got Otto to see if he can close it out here. Bottom of the order for the Dodgers. We got 7, 8, 9. So what you want to do, what you don't want to do here is make sure Betts does not come up in this inning. Because if Buck comes in this inning, that means somebody got on base. And he would be the tying run. All right, 3 more outs, guys. Hit on that like button if you're just tuning in. And let's get a Let's Go Mets chant in the chat right now to get pumped for Ottavino coming in to try to save this game for the Mets. Well, Stezo, you know how it goes on the stream. You know, Dodgers are winning. They popped up. Brave fans pop up. It is what it is. That's what they do. But let's not be naive to think that on Braves channels, on Phillies channels, on Dodger channels, Met fans go there and troll when the other way happens. So we do it too. So let's not, you know, I know it might not be some of you guys, but there's Met fans that troll as well. So, all right. So just waiting for the commercial to come back. They're showing the highlights of the game. Obviously, a lot of runs have been scored, 14 to be exact at the moment. 8-6 Mets lead, bottom of the ninth. 7-8-9 for the Dodgers. Luis Guillorme is coming in for defense to play third base for Baty. There we go. 14 hits for the Mets. Let's hope so, Christina. It's all right, Richard, as long as we take care of our own business. We take care of our business. The only time we got to worry about the Braves is when we face them. All right, Adam, let's go.
David Peterson went 6. He's in line for the win despite giving up 6 runs and 7 hits. Brooks Raley hitting the 2/3. Drew Smith, 1 big out. They get into the ninth. It's on the outside corner to strike. 1 to Thompson. Gerald's on deck to bat for Rojas. And you got Austin Wins due up behind him.
Oh, because we've been calling them high strikes all game, but not that one. And that should be 1 out. And it is. There we go. Got that a little more in on Thompson. Jammed him a little bit.
2 nights ago for the Dodgers.
David Peralta is 0 for 5 against Ottavino in his career, and with 1 RBI and 3 walks. Jason Hayward is on deck. Nice changeup from Ottavino. You don't see that pitch often. 1-2. Oof, that ball dropped off the table. Good pitch. Nice take by Peralta. Popped it up. Nice. That was a good piece of hit in there to stand out of that bat.
The 2-2. Trying to get the time run of the play with Hayward on deck to bench it. 50,000 unhanded Dodger Stadium. 7th pitch to Peralta.
Wow, that ball's carrying. Oh, what a catch by Nimmo. 2 outs. All right, Brandon, what a catch at the wall. That's what I'm talking about. Brandon Nimmo. Woohoo! That was a tough catch, baby. Brandon Nimmo. That ball just carried. What a catch. All right, Hayward up, 2 outs. Wow, what a hell of a catch. Woof. He snow coned that one, too. Met fans starting the Let's Go Mets chant in Dodger Stadium again. Yeah, Nimmo's elite defense right now. Come on. Ground ball. Should end the game. Put it in the books. Mets win 8-6, baby. Brandon Nimmo with a nice, excellent catch in the gap against the wall to save a runner from getting on, the tying runner getting on. And the Mets 1-2-3 in the 9th, and they win 8-6 in Hollywood and take the first series of a 3-game set. The Mets are now 4-0 on the West Coast trip. Good start by our Metropolitans. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And once again, this wasn't a typical Mets game, right? Mets are not in close, high-scoring games. When they're in close games, it's usually a low-scoring game. But the offense showed up tonight, picked up David Peterson, and the quirky part about baseball, David Peterson gets the win because the Mets score 8 runs, or at least 1 more than 6, and he gave up 6 runs. So Peterson gets the win. Ottavino gets his second save of the season. 1-2-3 for Ottavino. Mets are 4-0 on the West Coast trip, go to 11-6 on the season, 5 games over 500. The Mets are, what are they, 6 out of 7 in their last 7, or 7 out of 8 in their last 8 games. So the Mets are rolling right now. They've won 5 in a row. So far, right? That's what it is, 5 in a row. I believe it's 5 in a row. Let's see. A win is a win. Thank you, Richard. Yes, I agree with that. Alrighty. Yes. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in a row, and we've won. Let's see. Yep, won 5 in a row. Perfect for our Mets. Mets are looking good right now and beating the teams that they're supposed to beat and winning games against good teams now. And the Mets prevailed offensively today. You know, Peterson struggled, gave up 6 runs, but the Mets offense got a little bit more in that game and win the ball game in Hollywood. Yeah, Michael, I agree. Listen. McNeil 2 years ago made me eat my words. I'm happy with that. If Nimmo can, I'm fine with that. But Nimmo is becoming an elite defender now, and he's getting better. Huge win, absolutely. You always want to get the first win of the series, but when you get the win against a Dodger team that has been a pain in the ass for the Mets over the years during the season, you got to take that win. And game 1 is always important. You're going to have tomorrow on the mound. I think it's Carrasco, to be honest with you. Who's on? Tyler McGill is on the mound tomorrow against Clayton Kershaw. So it's not going to be tough. McGill is 3-0. So we'll see if McGill can continue to put some good games together. Mets take the first one of the series, and now they have the opportunity of winning the series 2 out of the next 2 games. All they got to do is take the series. You'll be going. If you take the series against the Dodgers, you're going to 5-1 going into the Dodgers series. And even if you I know it's bad, but if you take 1 game against the Giants, it's a 6-4 road trip. But if you end up 5-1 going into San Francisco, it can be a huge West Coast trip for this Mets team that hasn't had a huge West Coast trip in probably 20 years. So it's about time for the Mets to beat up on a West Coast trip and get some wins on the West Coast before we get back home. So with that said, Mets win 8-6. Appreciate everybody tuning in to another watch party right here on the channel. Before you go, if you haven't hit that like button, please do. Tomorrow, it is subscriber only stream. You will be controlling the stream while I'm at work. You'll get the audio and you'll get game day as well. So tomorrow's going to be a fun day for you guys, controlling the stream in the chat. You guys are going to be holding it down for me, and I do appreciate that. So with that said, guys, everybody have a great night. Let's go Mets. I will see you tomorrow for the pregame, and then I'll put up the audio and game day for tomorrow night's game. So everybody have a great night. Mets win 8-6, 4-0 on the West Coast trip so far, 11-6 on the season. Have a good night, guys. Let's go Mets.
The dream